Show us the edge. Yes. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Trying to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. They don't know that's. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa, done seen the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning, time to come up and bring out the outlaw. Don't every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love, you want it all. This ain't a blood of love, built for something greater. Tackling all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got the juice, the will, the heart, the fire. Show 'em the proof, show 'em that it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. What's poppin', fam? Good to see y'all on this Pelican Postgame Report season wrap-up, man. Shout out to the fam. I hope y'all had a fantastic week. Everything outside of the Pelicans. I hope y'all had a pretty damn popping week. Hey, man. We've seen a lot of really interesting basketball. I could tell you that much, shaking and popping. Coming on, not in the NBA. The New York Knicks is doing it. We're doing what they do. They got to the next level, but the Pelicans just not. Like old Draymond said, Pelicans not cut like that. So we just have to keep. We're gonna keep reiterating that because the Pelicans, man, they need to make some steps. They finished 49-33 on the season. Second in the Southwest Division, tied second with the most wins. Well, it's tied second in terms of wins in the era in the franchise history. And let's just be honest, the Pelicans overall as a franchise hasn't been the most storied franchise. We've had a lot of stupid leadership. I'm just going to call it point blank. A lot of just unintelligent, just not qualified leadership. And a lot of times when we finally got them down here, we didn't want to spend the correct money to get the right person. I think Joe Dumars would have really set the culture some years ago. We had Dale Demps, and Demps still can't get a job nowadays. I remember David Stern lambasting him. I showed articles about that, calling him the worst GM and guy don't know what he's doing. And I was saying that for years. The guy don't know what the hell he's doing, signing players, not putting it together. But anyway, we need to reset this whole damn thing in terms of setting the franchise in the correct way. David Griffin, I've been very critical of David Griffin over the many years that since he's been here. I think it's like 5 years or something like that since he's been here. But watching the moves that the Pelicans are making to try to build forward, to do things, and it has shown some fruit. Willie Green, a lot of people like Willie Green. I like Willie Green, but I think in terms of a strategist, in terms of stop being so stubborn, understanding your personnel and using them properly. And one of the biggest things I can tell Willie Green to do better for next year, because he's not going anywhere thanks to the secret extension, he has to better utilize his head coaches. He has some pretty damn good, not head coaches, assistant coaches, but he has some pretty good assistant coaches that's on his staff. Some pretty good guys. Borrego, he needs to start really listening to Borrego, because I think definitely the best coach in terms of overall for the team is James Borrego, man. If Borrego was given the reins of the Pelicans, you'll really see some stuff. You'll see the offense click. You'll see a lot of positive stuff happen, like we seen when Willie got sick that time, just one game, and it just turned the Pelican season. We start seeing it because prior to that, remember, prior to that, it was a bunch of junk. They couldn't hit on it. It was still a bunch of garbage going on. But when he got sick, boy, that offense kicked into gear, and that game helped spark a lot of the offense that we've seen throughout the year. Just they did have a playoff level. He didn't have it. We know Zion got out right at the end of the year. The Pelicans on the back of the year really didn't finish strong like we anticipated them to do. Like over the what was it, what was it, 5, 6, 7 games? The Pelicans were like 1-6 or something like that over the last 7 contests. 1-6. The only win they had was against the Kings, a team we just dominated. I wonder if we didn't have the Kings, would the Pelicans have made the playoffs? Probably not. We couldn't beat the Lakers twice. And then ultimately, Sacramento was a team that we just mentally dominated all season long. They're going to come back next year with it on their mind about the Pelicans, I'm telling you. But be that as it may, 49 wins. Where do we go from here if we're the Pelicans? Now, we did play and post a video that had a combination of all of the press conference, the end of season pressers from Zion on back to Doc Ock, and basically what they were saying about changing up things and doing this type of stuff, and in his own little sustainable voice, and good humans and sustainability, the same buzzwords we often hear. But we're going to go over some stuff in a lot in over in this stream now. Pelicans offseason primer, sponsored by Hoop Hype. We're going to cover this. We're going to fam. If you got something to drink on, you better start sipping. But do it, baby. And just don't get all wild with it. Take your time, be disciplined. Because listen, we're gonna go over some stuff here. We're gonna set the table, man. And listen, we're gonna go over some Pelican talk right now. So y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Twitter, give us a retweet. Pelican Postgame Report, PPR final. We up in this thing. And this is a tradition we do every year when we talk about and recap the stream. So if you don't already know, I'm Big Q. Got my co-host Lex is in here. Lexa Drew is in the building. DC will be piling in here a little later on. And we're going to go over all of this stuff, man. We talking about the players, the money, and then we're going to even talk about the draft and also potential free agents. We're going to hit it all tonight, baby. So get nice and comfortable, get you something to sip on, and here we go. And if we got time after all that, man, we might pop open the phone lines and let the family members chime in too for a few. It ain't gonna be a long ass stream, but it's gonna be all right. So, all right. So anyway, Lex, how you doing tonight? Are you doing okay? How you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right.
All right, good. All right, Lex is ready. Lex is ready. She's ready. I'm ready, and let's get it popping, baby. All right, so let's get off into it. The Pelicans off-season primer. Jonas, Najee, the importance of Zion Williamson. This is a really good article from Hoop Hype. I actually, you guys should check it out. But we'll check it out here. So I guess you won't have to check it out. I mean, we ain't gonna read the whole damn thing. But anyway, let's get into it. Considering they had to try and tackle the juggernaut that is the 23-24 Oklahoma City Thunder without the services of their best player and foundation stone in Zion, the Pelicans did well to at least make the final game of the series close. Nonetheless, it's almost over as soon as it began. OKC closed the series out this past Monday. Pelicans finished the season at 49-33, a record that spoke to the Pelicans' quality, with Zion managing to appear in 70 of those games, and finally got a proper look at the results of the team they've been building for 3 years. Shout out to Amy Atmore. That's over that. However, in the fiendishly tough Western Conference, it was only good enough for an unfortunate draw against the Thunder. And once Zion was ruled out, the slim chance of the upset was extinguished. Williamson unequivocally continues to hold the key to the future. If he makes it to the top, so may they. If he never realizes his potential, neither will they. A very commonsensical thing. So here's a look at the Pelicans roster and spending headed into the 24 NBA offseason. State of the roster and offseason options. So we start here. The Pelicans roster is under most of it is under contract. At the top of the shop, 3-star core Williamson, averaging over 36.7 mil a year. Brandon Ingram at over 36 mil. CJ at 33.33 and 333. So I mean, he obviously a numbers guy to throw that in there, but may cost low 9 figures between them. That's over 30 million between the 3 big guys. That's a lot of bread there. But at least this is not a punitive as the cap absorbing cost of the big 3 on the Phoenix Suns. It allows them to fill out the roster with MLE size deals on good role players, such as those given to Herb at just almost 13 million. Larry Nance at 11.2, while also keeping free capital to utilize cheaper rookie scale contracts. The important contributors like Dyson Daniels with just over 6, Trey Murphy 5.1, and Jordan Hawkins at 4.5. Among the starters, Valanciunas 15.4 contract is expiring. And the key bench players, only Najee Marshall, just under 2 million, which is the minimum salary, is set for free agency this summer. Both still extension eligible, meaning they could be extended up to and including June the 30th, the last day of the 2023-24 NBA season. But in Marshall's case, he will be anticipated a substantial pay raise and might be better suited to hit the market as a 4-year veteran. He will be an unrestricted free agent. Now, Lex, I'm going to keep prattling on here. So when you feel the need to want to jump in there, just let me know, okay? I know you was ready to start jumping when you heard that 33-333 from your own boy CJ McCollum, Christian James McCollum, as AD says. So yeah, oh yeah. The numbers are staggering. However, the CBA affects them. It says while there's not a huge distance between the Pelicans and the luxury tax, or at least not as huge as one of them would like. And you know what, Lex? When DC gets here, we're gonna let DC read a little bit too. That'll be really exciting.
Okay, that's what's up.
We're gonna let him read a little bit. All right, full amount of the non-taxpayer mid-level exception could dodge the tax without anything too punitive. So we know they don't want to get into luxury. However, before any additions like that can be made, there exists a big decision to make about the key starter. And if they choose to keep him, all that wiggle room will likely disappear. So the free agents, as we get into the free agent talk, Jonas Valanciunas. Valanciunas started all 82 games for the regular season for the Pelicans, one of only 6 players in the entire league to do so. And in his 23 and a half minutes per contest, he nearly averaged a double-double, posting 12.2 points per game, almost 9 rebounds, 2.1 assists per game on almost 62% shooting from the field. In the unlikely event that anyone has missed the memo over the past 12 years, let it be known that the big Lithuanian is a quality center because his game is based around his combination of size and skill rather than agility. It should also age well, especially when combined with his impressive hardiness, rarely injured, rarely playing badly, and able to tailor his offensive role to those around him while never shirking his main duty on the glass. Now, Valanciunas is an excellent player for this team or any team who will have the value on the court and on the market. It therefore will be a priority to keep him, according to the article. I disagree. I don't think it's a priority to keep Valanciunas. Now, per the liberalized extension rules in the new CBA, Valanciunas is eligible for an extension that begins up to 140% of his previous salary, Lex, which would therefore start at almost 22 million. Remember, that's what he was aiming for. They said in 20, and he was trying to get where he knew where he wanted to get. A 2-year, $40 million pack starting at that amount, and with a declining second-year season, that takes him through his mid-30s and keeps the window open for the Pelicans. Seems like a win for both parties and keeps them close enough to the luxury tax first apron thresholds to navigate around them. And ideally, the Pelicans would be able to get a discount on that amount anyway. So before we go to Najee, thoughts on the article about Valanciunas? A lot of great points about Val just being there, man. So what you think about that, Lex?
I think really it's going to come down to, are we going to use him?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about this money, but the thing is the money's not matching up to his usage.
Nope.
And so the thing is, from one standpoint, it makes the financials not make sense because he's not being used. He's not being utilized the correct way. And I think really that goes hand in hand. Like, what's the point in paying him, which I actually feel that he does deserve. Aside from his weaknesses, how many games did Valanciunas play?
He played all the games.
Okay, and how
All the
many
games
games have he played for the last 3 years?
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
all of them?
I want to say
so
almost all of them. I may have missed one there.
JV is Mr. Iron Man on this team, okay? He's been available. He's a true professional. He's available. He goes out there and he busts his butt, and he's not even being utilized the way that he should. Think about all that.
Yep.
Just based off his availability, pay that man. Pay that man. He's there. That should speak volumes to no matter what his flaws are. Let me tell you something. JV is available. He is a big man who is always available. Think about all the big men that we talk about. I know Jared Allen. He's been down this year. Mobley. He's missed some time this year. I mean, who else? Another big man. We know DeAndre Ayton. He's missed some time this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Any big man that you can think of around the league. Like, they haven't, like, JV is available. And the thing is, if he's used correctly, consistently, he's worth everything that he's asking for. Because nobody else on this team has been available like JV. Y'all, can't nobody take that away from him. Nobody. We can say anything. We can talk about how he's a liability. You know what? His butt was a liability out there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a liability if you're not playing. So, I mean, it's a sad situation with JV because the thing is that I feel like he is worth it. But he's only worth that if he's used, if we're utilizing his talent. And it's that part that makes everything complicated. The Pelicans cannot afford to just pay out all that money and not get a return on their investment. And that investment is totally, at this point, reliant on Willie Green.
Lex, you make great points, man. And we can't talk crap about Jonas's availability. He's been there. The majority of these games he's played when they allowed him to play. It's become painfully obvious that he's not the guy, the big for Willie Green's system. I mean, that's been painfully honest. We had to keep debating on whether or not you use the guy to the best way you can, but he's obviously not the kind of center that Willie Green is interested in having.
And
that's
you know what, Big Q?
Mm-hmm.
I think about the times that they've had the camera on JV on the bench when he didn't start coming out the half. I mean, he just looked like, man, this is ridiculous. He's our best rebounder, just in case y'all didn't know.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. The Pelicans cannot do anything without rebounds. Rebounds lead to possessions, lead to opportunities. And so if you don't have that, I mean, that's a killer right there. So it's a killer.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Pelicans known this for a while when that happened. That Valanciunas, when they couldn't trade him at the deadline, we knew that they were shopping when they shut it down early and before the season started, the regular season started, when they was trying to negotiate with him, and he told them his price. And once they cut off negotiations, I knew what time it was. But they had a bunch of people they had an eye on, but it didn't work out during the season. And ultimately, they got to find the answer there, whatever it may be. Free agent extension candidates: Najee Marshall. Let's go on to Najee. We know Najee Marshall is on there as well. Unrestricted free agent, the former undrafted steal, has been a bargain for 4 years, but will not be any longer. After his impressive playoff performance, Marshall will be seeking an MLE money. MLE money. It will be difficult for the Pelicans to give it to him, barring substantial upheaval around him, unless there is a willingness to pay the luxury tax there hadn't been prior. There's no need. They don't want to get into luxury, or a desire to free themselves from Nance's contract, potentially in a bigger deal with Ingram. It may come down to a choice between Marshall and Valanciunas, which is not a situation that will improve the team. And Valanciunas, according to the article, they feel like he's better in terms of his production. Nevertheless, Marshall is good. We brought Najee up, man. Najee was undrafted guy out of Xavier, I want to say, and Najee been phenomenal. He really came up through the Pelicans, man. If the Pelicans can retain him for more of a taxpayer MLE amount, they should. And it might be a situation where the Pelicans let Najee test the market to see if the market would dictate his value. Could be. I don't know. I think Najee wants to get paid. He's been patient, and a lot of people going to look at Najee Marshall, man. Well, I don't know what kind of pay he'll demand, but I mean, he made less than $2 million this season, like less than $2 million. I mean, even if you triple Najee's contract, what is that, like $6 million a year for what Najee brings? His 3-point shooting is improved. His defense is there. He handles the ball. He's a hustle player with a lot of intensity, and he's the dog. If Najee goes, who's the dog on this team? You know, and we probably say Jose Alvarado, but like TC says, he's more of a Chihuahua. But Najee's the dog, man. You know, the whole Jimmy Butler thing that happened with Najee, man. This team is already too comfortable. These guys always are already too cool with no fire. You need some fight, and Najee Marshall represents that. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. Jose Alvarado, they talk about Jose Alvarado. The team has a less than $2 million a team option on him that's non-guaranteed. It seems to be no reason why the Pelicans would not exercise Alvarado's options and guaranteed his deal, while his size may always prohibit his role. But we know what time it is. And this is another guy, and he's saying he's a free agent now, even though he's still under contract with the team. But not Jose Alvarado and Najee Marshall, if you can afford to keep these guys, you should. You really should, because these are your dogs. These are your dogs. These are the players off the bench that have that determination. That they're the one that fight when the lead is down by 5 to 10 points. These guys fight you in there. How many games have we seen Jose and Najee Marshall in there competing, bringing the Pelicans back, firing up the crowd, playing defense, hitting 3-point shots, guarding the defenders, just those two guys are dogs, man. They had to get it out of the mud. Both of them came up the same way. That's why they're so close. So they're like glue guys for the Pelicans in many rights, man. And both of these guys are on really cheap deals. Sooner or later, it's not going to work. Okay, so anyway, let's keep it going. Free agent Cody Zeller. We know I'm not going to even go over it with Cody because Cody doesn't have a chance if Jonas doesn't.
You know that's DJ's guy, though.
Is it? Yeah, the end of the bench guy is either C. Bron or whoever it is DJ is going to get he's going to pick he's underdog. But credit to DJ, he was on Najee. He talked about Jose Alvarado. He supports, he backs the underdog. So that's pretty cool. But Cody Zeller is a free agent. We know that he's more than likely going to be gone. If Jonas doesn't have a chance here, you know, Cody, I mean, he is beyond gone. So when he played, he was a hustle player for the Pelicans. He extremely cheap player. He's athletically, he's a little better, a little faster than Jonas, but that's another 7-footer that Willie didn't even throw out there. You got 7-footers use, but Willie doesn't like it. If you can't switch it all, then the hell with you. All right, before I go on to the salary situation with other players, there's 13 other players that's including 2 options. They talk about Malcolm Hill, 2-way players. You can see his money right there. Who else is on here? Let me see. And then they go over his little whole situation in the MLE. They talk about the spending options. We got the exception for the MLE deal is 12.8. The biannual is 4.6, and they still have the KLJ trade exception of 5.7 that expires next year, next January of 2025. So before we kind of move on and get into this actual salaries, you want to talk about any of the other free agent players that I just mentioned, Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado, and Cody Lex, before we go to the next step?
I mean, I'm not too sure about Najee. I mean, he may want more money, but I mean, really, it comes back to the coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well,
the money's only gonna make sense, and bringing these players back is only gonna make sense if they're utilized. Cody Zeller's not being utilized, so it doesn't make sense to bring him back. Obviously Najee is used, but he I can see why he would leave because he wants to make more money. So I mean, you have to do what's best for you, which is something that the Pelicans should do more of. But yeah, it's I think that's about it. Jose, I think Jose, it's clear that Jose is a keeper. So I think that Jose is pretty much set, and right now he's the only point guard on the team, which has been the talk of the town. Of course, I don't know how much talk that really means unless we actually do it.
Okay. So you
trying to say Dyson Daniels not a point guard, Lex?
Okay.
MCDC came in and asked the question I was just about to ask.
Huh?
I say I was just about to ask you that, and DC kind of snorted and came in with the question. But what you think about it?
Q, you the only one snorting lines of books back there, bro. Cut it out.
Did anybody feel like when Dyson had the ball, he had control at point? Like when the pressure was on, when things got rough, is he that guy that can settle everyone down, get everyone in their spots? This is what a point guard is.
Yes, during the preseason.
Is Dyson that guy? Is he
in the preseason? Yes.
Bringing the ball down, anybody can bring the ball down.
Everybody
to actually set everybody up, pointing, all right, hey, you here, hey, this way, hey, let's settle down. Understanding the vibe and the flow of the game.
Well, since you put it like that,
does Dyson give you that type of point guard pedigree?
No, he doesn't.
That's a tall order, Lex.
Okay, no,
that's a very tall order. But no, seriously though, I think Dice can do that. I think he has the intelligence, the basketball IQ to do it. But my thing with him,
personality will allow him to do that.
His confidence is what I think. He seems timid and skittish at times. I think he knows where to be. He knows what guys should be. I think that's actually what makes him a very good defensive player because he understands where they're trying to go. But like you said, it is definitely a question mark. I think it's possible that he could, but he needs more coaching up to be handed over the whole offense, in my opinion.
Well, here's the next question.
But he does possess the tools and the skills to be a point guard. We really don't know what we have in him as far as that side.
In the IQ, though.
But let's delve into that because listen, we can't shoo Dyson Daniels away from the point guard conversation. He was number 8 pick for the Pelicans. They picked.
Yeah, he was drafted as a point guard. People, I see you, Marley, talking about a small forward. The man was drafted as a point guard. He played point guard his whole life.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, at some point in time, a lot of guys in the NBA play point. But once you get into the NBA, things change. Like, you know what I'm saying? You start to fall into, okay, look, yeah, you're you were a point guard, when you were in high school or in college, but you know what?
In middle school,
in NBA, you fit better here, or hey, we're gonna turn you into a wing. Like we see that all the time. Like how many guys have we seen? Like, oh yeah, I handled the rock. Yeah, all of them handled the rock. But as you go to
but who do you see there? They were a point guard from middle school to what you call the not Biddy, but I forgot what you the AAU. He's point guard when he played in the league over there in Australia. He was a point guard in with the Ignite. Like, I mean, he's been a point guard his whole career. He just happens to be 6'8". But my thing with him, like, you don't know what you have in him. I'm not saying I want to turn the keys over to Dice to set up offense for everybody, but I'm not gonna act like he doesn't have potential that's untapped. Like his ceiling is high, and his floor is pretty much where it is right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How much of this, because Dyson Daniels is got to be a part of the conversation in terms of the Pelicans point guard situation. I mean, he's going into what is this? He's going into his third year. I mean, and he's a top 8 pick. So at some point, the Pelicans have to turn and look at Dice and say, man, can we give this guy some more minutes to see what he can develop? Because he showed you defensively what he can do. I mean, he's a dynamo defensively. He shot a little bit better in terms of what he did. Now he was skittish, DC, coming off that injury. But after that, he got that when they put that what you call it, that pointer on him, all that changed. He started being more aggressive, and then he started to relax, and he got back into the flow of his game. But yes, the Pelicans knew when they drafted Dyson Daniels that his defense was further ahead than his offense. So they wanted to kind of see if they can kind of develop that. And we got the coaches to do that. But that's the conversation. We know the Pelicans don't want to get into the luxury. And they have these guys. They have Dyson Daniels and Jordan Hawkins and these type of players. They're going to have to see what these guys can do. It's a cheaper way to have people around you, stars. And at some point, I got to be thinking that the Pelicans have to be looking at Dyson Daniels as a potential piece for the point guard. We know that Jose Alvarado he's the best point guard you have on the team, most complete point guard, because Dyson's offensive game is not there. But at 6'8" and can guarding people and shutting down really good NBA players, at some point, if you're the Pelicans, you got to be looking at Dyson Daniels and saying, man, is this guy somebody we need to be looking at the point guard position moving forward? That's what I'm thinking out in the minds of the Pelicans. Not our common sense logic, but I'm looking at it in terms of how the Pelicans are looking at it. Go ahead, Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I look at the way that they played him this last stretch, and he was playing a 3-and-D guy. He wasn't even handling the rock. Like, and I don't know if y'all noticed, like Griff talked about this. I mean, mainstream media talks about this. Apparently, like, there's a majority of people who don't consider Dyson Daniels as a point guard. He is not orchestrating like what a point guard does. Bringing the ball down and being a point guard is two different things. It's two different things. Dyson is not really slashing into the lane and getting guys open looks or orchestrating pick and rolls or anything like that. Like, really, nobody was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody was doing that out there.
Now, Lex, I want you to think about that point you just made. Nobody was doing that out there. So how much of that has to do with the actual offense we're running and what he's allowed to do?
Okay, so the thing is, to counter that, the thing is he wasn't doing that, but he wasn't creating any type of offense. He wasn't doing that as well. That's why, you saw point Zion, because Zion, he was pointing out, he didn't do any pick and rolls. I mean, they did it sometimes, but it wasn't all the time. It wasn't something that was in the game plan, which I can totally understand that. But you have to be able to create your own shot, to play make, get other guys open looks. And then you also have to have a certain type of gravity. When you look at Brunson, when you look at Steph or Chris Paul or Trae Young, what happens? When they attack the basket, they collapse. Nobody is collapsing on Dyson. He doesn't have that type of gravity. That's what point guards do. That's how a deadly point guard does. Kyrie Irving. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, look, Zion comes the closest because he does have that gravity. But Zion needs another ball handler, so because he also has the ability to play off ball.
That's right.
But see, he's deadly off ball. Zion is very deadly off ball. Henceforth, Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson. They had a connection for a reason.
Somebody say LaMelo Ball? Because I heard he was on trade.
I said, wow, okay. You said LaMelo. I thought you misheard me. I was like, no, Lonzo. Because Lonzo and Zion had a connection. Remember how well they played? Their synergy, their chemistry, all that stuff. Like, it really makes a difference, and it takes pressure off your star player. And that's what this thing is about. It's like, if you have someone who can, that's great that Zion can do the things that he can do. But you know what? If the game plan changes against Zion and he's passing the ball to other guys and guys aren't making shots, okay, well, it's like, okay, or he doesn't have the ball, so he's going down low, he's hitting the wing, or he's hitting the middle if they're running a zone. Who's able to get the ball to him consistently or play off of him? Or who can he play off of? That's where the point guard comes in. That is not Dyson Daniels. When you look at the grand scope of things and break it down like that, Dyson does not have that pedigree. He doesn't have it. Bringing the ball down and doing that point guard, because the point guard position, there's a job description. Bringing the ball down is bringing the ball down.
Yeah, you know what, Lex? The Pelicans, though, we talked about this a lot. Everybody handles the ball. BI handles it. Najee handles it. Jose handles it. You'll see Dyson bring it down. You'll see Herb bring it down. You'll see, damn near the majority of the people would bring the damn ball down. And I think CJ will bring it down. A lot of times they handle it by a committee because they don't have a table setting guy.
Yeah. Think about her.
Everybody who got the ball, Lex.
Huh?
Everybody who has the ball runs dribble handoff. That's what I see. You see the little horns play they run every once in a while, and it's pretty much we surviving off a dribble handoff. Whoever gets the dribble handoff, you attack.
And
the only other person that doesn't do that is I've seen Zion, obviously, because they want the ball in his hands. You see BI not do that, obviously, and you see CJ go away from that. Every once in a while, you might see Jose not do that, but it's usually off of a turnover. So it's like we don't really have anybody running a whole bunch of sets or calling for pick and rolls to where you can really see how they would even orchestrate as a point guard. But we did use Zion pretty much as our de facto point guard, CJ and BI. So was Dice? What are to write him off for me? Maybe you could tell me something that I missed. But can you give me some scenarios of him proving to be incapable to do that based on the position they put him in on offense and him just not, following through other than his jump shot being janky sometimes?
I mean, they used him as a 3-and-D. Like, if you this last stretch of the season, after that Boston game, where did you see Dyson? He was in the corner.
That's a bad example though, because we used Lonzo Ball as a 3-and-D, and then he went to Chicago and showed you he's a point guard as he was with the Lakers before. That's just what we do.
I mean,
that's kind of my point. We don't use our players correctly and develop them correctly.
I mean, well, that proves my other point. Like, the coach of this team is not a coach, and he's a major problem. Like, one thing I really feel like, it doesn't matter who what new players we bring in, who we trade for, or what free agents we get to come to the Pelicans, at the end of the day, if you don't have a coach that knows how to put the players in successful situations, it's null and void. Like this, it's going to be deja vu. And right now, what I'm seeing is they're not trying to get rid of Willie right now. They're not trying to do that.
Mm-mm.
So it's like everything we're talking about, like we can bring anybody up in here, but playing for this, that man is not a good coach, man.
Darvin Ham's gone.
Man, the whole staff is gone for the Lakers, and they whooped up on the
Thank
Pelicans.
you wrong for that shit. We don't want no damn Darvin Ham. Stop it.
But listen. Their coaching staff whooped up, out-coached, okay? Out-coached the Pelicans. And they fired their whole coaching staff. But look at what
I do like a few guys on their coaching staff though. What is it, Phil Harley or Handy? What's his name?
Phil Handy.
Handy. I like him. I
like him too. And that's really deep that they fired him. Because he's been with them for a long time. So for them to get rid of him, that's, hey man. I mean, they whipped up on the Pelicans and they got rid of that whole staff. So it's like, Pelicans, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I mean, that's what all this comes down to, is the coaching. Big Q, you talked about JV's contract. What does it come down to? It comes down to the coaching.
Yep.
Why would you pay a man $22 million and he's not being utilized on the team? It's a huge contradiction. It's an oxymoron. It's like it doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathing. Yeah, the Pelicans got a problem. The problem is Willie Green. He doesn't know how to coach.
I see my man Kendall Jones. He asked me what offense do we run. We run the offense to defense. That's our offense. Defense to offense.
So in other words,
we're gonna get deflections and we're gonna run. We're gonna run.
And when you can't do that, what you do? What's the second option?
Dribble handoffs.
And the thing is,
and if Jackson Hayes was here, maybe an impatient pick every once in a while.
Hey, do you know that other teams know it too?
Yeah, we're so easy to guard.
That's why it was so easy to figure out the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy. Like, there's no creativity. Handoffs, come on, dude. Are you serious? Is this second and third graders? Because that's what they do. I know, because I coach them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they do. Well, maybe fourth and fifth graders. Okay, we'll move it up just to.
Hold on, Alexa. I got to ask you this because you said Willie Green's not a coach. In your opinion, what is he then?
A dummy
That's
body.
A good question.
A puppet head.
A what?
A dummy body. A puppet
head.
Head.
Come on, damn, Lex.
I mean, look.
I think he's a good assistant. A defensive assistant. He's amazing.
But see, the thing about Willie that really like gets on people's nerves.
That's what,
is that he's too a guy that's been coaching for 3 years. He's way too stubborn. You're not supposed to be.
Yeah, he is.
That rock-headed.
The team has not gotten better.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The team has not gotten better. Anybody who thinks the team has gotten better, I need you to check yourself.
But you need that's what I'm saying.
We won 39 wins. We had 42 or 43, and we had 49.
You sound like Griff. Good job, Griff. Good job, Griff. Thank you, Griff. Thank you.
DC wrote the script for the.
I am not a grifter.
I was already on that, and you know what? Every single year, this team has been nothing but a playing team, and or a first round exit. Henceforth, there's no improvement.
And moreover, they're not cut like that.
No, they're not. In the playoffs, especially in this one, they played like it was a regular season game. I didn't see any type of playoff intensity. Did you all see the Philly against the Knicks?
Yeah, I love that series.
I loved that series. Did you see it, DC? Did you see it,
I caught
DC?
some bits and pieces. I didn't see the whole series, but it
Okay.
was truly phenomenal what I saw because, like,
Okay.
damn,
Did
when
you
I go
feel
back
that?
and watch the highlights, every game is going down to the last second. I'm like,
Exactly.
wow,
Did you feel
wow.
that with the Thunder and the Pelicans?
No, it was a
Hell
1-1.
no, it didn't feel like playoff
Exactly.
basketball at all.
That
Yeah.
should tell you right there's no improvement. These
I
guys are
feel sorry. I was saying what I was saying earlier in the season because I just, man, I thought Really Green really had. I didn't think he had like five tricks up his sleeve. I thought he was holding at least like one thing till the playoffs. I really did. I thought he was going to
he's not
throw
right.
something in there. And, well, he did. He did. He threw Jordan Hawkins out there for 2 minutes on his birthday. That
That's the
was the
only
that's
reason
what
why
I
he
that
put him
was
out there,
that's
DC.
what he
Now
had
let me
up his
stop.
sleeve that I
That
was
had
waiting.
nothing to do with the game. He just put him out there because it happened to be his birthday.
4
That's
minutes.
the only thing I saw different. It
4
was
minutes
4 minutes.
4
4,
minutes does
4
not
minutes.
warrant enough
It was
time.
2 minutes at a time, no big Q.
Oh my
The other
goodness.
2 minutes probably came when we lost by like 20 in the last two
How-
minutes of the game.
However it was a failure.
Yeah,
Let me hit this rest of the stuff and we'll kind of transition.
it's
Uh
gonna be all right, Lex.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Just pray on it. You're already in position. Just go
No,
ahead and pray.
it's gonna take more than prayer. We need action. We need
We are a good
action.
Christian
DC,
team. I'm gonna
we
need you
need
to pray
action.
about this.
I'm
we're
tired
good
of
humor.
this.
We're good
Who's
humor.
tired of this right here? Raise your hand, please. Who is tired of this? That's all I heard in those interviews, man. There you DC.
I see a beige tan right there. I don't know what that is. Got a
Look,
tattoo of
this
Jamaica
is
on
what
his head.
we hearing, man. This is what we hearing is a lot of talk. That's why I'm like, you know what? We can't even talk about anything until the action part because that's the part we're missing. Like, dude, look, the West has been getting tougher. How are you gonna say, well, the West has gotten better? It's been where you been? Where have you been? You
Oh,
have
that's right. I was trying to think when it got easy. That's what I thought when you said
like
that.
the West has
Well,
always been challenging.
well, that's but that's the point. That's when the propaganda comes in. That's when the spin master, the
That's why I was
octopus
like,
start
man, this
coming in and
dude is
doing his thing.
full of
But
chicken.
but but then we said that though. We know all about the talking points every year. It's the same thing. I always prepare the family about it. I say, fam, this is what they're coming with. They're gonna come with this, they're gonna come with that, they're gonna say this, they're gonna say that. And every time, like clockwork, they say everything that we say. I mean, we read the Pelicans. We got the tea leaves on them, man. For real. So I mean,
DB got a good question there, Q.
hey, hold on, DC. Shout out to YO, man. I wanted to thank YO for his super chat. Thank you, fam.
I
Appreciate that.
appreciate your Yo.
But
When you mention him.
go ahead, bro.
What is the super chat? What did it say?
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Do you believe that Griffin? Oh,
Saints ready.
oh,
Pales petty. Shaking my
oh
I
All
so
wow.
right, Yo. All right.
so
We're gonna
DC.
check back. We're gonna check back with you in September and see if you want to change that.
All right. DB says, do you believe that Griffin backdoor Griffin and fired Willie Green to plug in Borrego? Do you believe that Griffin?
That's a good question.
I don't think he find. I mean, did he give him an extension, a secret extension? All of them got extensions. Willie, Trajan, and the octopus. All
The secret extension came last year though.
great. And you didn't learn about it until right after, I mean, the very next day the regular season ended. That's when they leaked it to the press. And guess what? When I was listening to all that them press interviews, guess what? Not one question about it. You know why? Because they probably told them, hey, don't ask us about them extension. I mean, it's just like that's the biggest questions. Like, how you guys pulled off a secret extension? You did this last year, held it under covers, then let it leak at the end of the regular season, because everybody thinking Willie Green's coaching for his life, in which he wasn't. He was
No.
given an extension well before any of this happened. But to get to my initial point, then we're gonna move to these contracts and then to other stuff. because I want to move it along. Willie Green is way too stubborn to be a third-year NBA coach with a limited philosophy, and just it just he's not a. No disrespect, Willie, but your strategy skills, bro, are way off. Your adjustments, bro, are off time. It's just you've got a little bit better. I think you got a little bit better toward the back end. Lex might disagree me on that. See, but in terms of that, he's way too stubborn. See, if that stubbornness disappeared and he became more agreeable to take with Borrego, because I know that he would, if he can take more offensive game from Borrego and figure a way how to mix his philosophies there, you could see more success, because we seen what Borrego's system, his offense looked like when Willie wasn't in there. You know
what? Man, it looked amazing. Wasn't that was when Hawks scored 34, 35 points? When Borrego was the coach and we beat Dallas?
Yeah,
that's not the game that Hawks scored the 34. It was at Dallas. This game against Dallas was at the SKC. When Borrego coached.
All right, so
they was firing on all cylinders. We looked like a totally different team with Borrego at the helm.
Jason Kidd
for the rest of the
Kidd was concerned when he saw that Borrego was coaching. He talked to Antonio Daniels. Antonio Daniels reported this during the game. He said, "Yeah, Borrego is like, oh man, oh shoot, we in trouble." That's what Jason Kidd told Antonio Daniels.
He ain't say nothing about Willie, did he?
No,
I got a little rumor I want to throw out there.
Nobody said something about him. Ain't nobody is scared of him. Really, if they do say that they're scared of Willie, they just, that's propaganda right there. Because they want him to keep doing what he's doing because it works in their favor.
Sacramento scared of him, Lex.
Yeah.
Sacramento, there's a lot.
So Mike Brown is terrified of Willie Green.
But who else is scared of him?
It's a color war.
A color war.
It's Green versus
Green versus Brown. Huh? Money gonna win every time in that one, bro.
Right, Green, baby. It's all about.
I got my money on the money.
That's right. Your money's good when you got the Pelicans and Kings. Let me tell you something. I mean, that we can't dispute that. He got.
What about this though? There is some talk. I don't know how true it is, that Charlotte could possibly be moving on or looking to move on for the right deal with LaMelo Ball and make Brandon Miller their guy. If the Pelicans were able some type of way to acquire a LaMelo Ball, wouldn't that bode well for possibly Borrego eventually taking over?
No.
He coached LaMelo Ball and had him playing amazing.
True. If you get LaMelo here and Borrego's here and he gets them to fit into whatever they're doing and improves the Pelicans, you'll never get rid of Willie Green. Willie has to fall. Willie has to fail consecutively for the Pelicans to consider firing him. You see, listen, I ain't disparaging the Pale faithful, because I'm a diehard myself, but I gotta keep it a $1.15, like I said. The Pelicans overall have been a miserable, underachieving franchise.
Yes.
Missing many years, in between years of missing playoffs, not developing.
They're not even up to par with the facilities, man.
This is all that we just got a physical therapist. This is ridiculous. People are light years behind. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So the Pelicans, I don't know when Dale Demps was here, these people held Dale Demps up there to make them decisions for years. He had screwing it up, paid Solomon Hill and all these buffoonish people.
They're doing the same thing with Griff too.
So it's because Griffin comes with a championship ring. That looks good to people like Dennis Lucia, who doesn't know any basketball. He don't know. Gail just loves to cash checks. She don't know. And Griffin is posting high with a Super Bowl ring. And that's LeBron. LeBron was actually general manager that day. He was telling them what to do. But
it's like everybody else knows this information except for the people who are making the decisions.
Right, because they're going based on resume. And he got a flash.
What's on paper? Corporate.
Yeah, it is. And see, the thing is, how do you do the extension, a secret extension? By doing it like that, that was foul. You don't go and sign an extension last year and then hold it back the end of the regular season and then leak it out and then don't cover it anymore. There ain't been nobody talking about that since that happened. Because we were talking about that all went away. And then they don't even follow up with questions. Is Willie Green, Trajan Langdon, and the Octopus, did you guys sign extensions? Well, yes, we did. How many years are these extensions and how much money are we talking? How many years do we have Willie Green as a head coach? And then it's crazy because Trajan Langdon trying to get the hell out of town. Any damn job opens up, Langdon got his hat in the ring. So I mean, it's just it don't make any sense. So what I'm saying is, at some point, they're just throwing darts at a wall that almost feel like at times, like, okay, we did this, we did that, we did this. Now we got to get a point guard. Now we got to get a center. You know,
and that's always been the talk. It still hadn't gone nowhere.
We've been looking for a center for about 3 years.
For real. And point guard too, DC, don't forget KLJ.
And they could have got Gafford. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys were available because Dallas just got them.
We were saying that. We talked about Gafford.
It's like,
we talked about Gafford because he guarded
like,
Zion.
what are y'all doing? What are you waiting for?
I mean, it's just
empirical data. Once everybody is not injured, Lex.
It's obvious.
It's been hurry up and wait.
Lex,
hurry up and wait.
It's obvious. It's obvious what's going on. Gafford is not.
Is not what?
He's not a good human being. That's what. That's what it is. It got to be.
Yeah, that's right. We only get it good human beings.
Good human beings here. That's what we.
I don't care how good you are and how good you fit with what we're doing on a basketball court. If you're not a good human being,
that's strangling the team. That's strangling the team.
I would have to agree with BQ.
You need dogs. You need dogs here, people that's gonna fight. Now you talking about good human beings. We're a family. Now you know what you start.
But that's not good for building a sustainable organic culture.
Man, take that to the UN, man. I don't hear all that.
The worst thing that a family member can do is lie to a family member. That's what they've been doing.
To beat the hell out of another family member.
I don't care. Look, and I'm gonna talk about this. The love doctrine, it's a fluke, man. It's a fluke. Like, how y'all gonna sneak some contracts in December? You know what I'm saying? What are you hiding from the fan base? The people who've been supporting this organization, okay? Why are you hiding? Why are you lying?
Because they know
that's what they've been doing.
Right.
And then the love doctrine, let me tell you something. I ain't trying to hear that you love your players, because you sure don't have your players back.
Will ain't losing no money.
Like I said, if your love comes with the price, then that's not love.
Hey, Lex, I think you're wrong, Lex.
No, hey man, you gotta back your players. Back your players, because
when I read the Bible,
and one foot out.
When I read the Bible,
a lot of times the organization flips the bills on that stuff. You have to cover your players. Everybody else does it.
You're not understanding. We're a Christian organization.
That's not.
Wait! I gotta finish.
Don't say that.
I gotta finish.
Say that because see, now you're getting into something else.
You put on the armor of God, Lex. You put on the armor of God. You put on the breastplate, and you put on some other stuff like the Bible says. It's all in the front. God watches your back. Willie Green said God is gonna watch their back, so you don't have to do that. We just gotta be wholesome and play good ball, and we gotta do things the right way, and it's gonna work out.
Then why support the team then? I guess they don't need the fan base support, right? Since God got them. I mean,
what you mean? Why?
If you speaking that, then there's no reason for the fan base, for all these people in this chat.
We just gotta share the good news, and the fans gonna show up.
No, we already know the news, DC. We already know the news.
Just shut up and give us your damn money, Lex. Come on, what you talking about?
That's right. Where you get your new season tickets, Lex?
Shut up and give me your damn money.
Look, everybody up in here. I mean, you support your team, right? The least that you can do is look, nobody's fully like gonna tell you everything. I get that, but don't be sitting up there lying to us. Going behind people's back, sneaking. They doing things that go against mainstream media. And like that's stuff that's public information. Just like when they publicize how much these guys make. And honestly, I don't think that's nobody's business, but they publicize how much the players make, right?
Yes.
All the time. So why can't we, so now all of a sudden that public information doesn't apply to Willie? It doesn't apply to Griff?
Nope.
If it doesn't apply to Trajan?
That's correct.
And I think we've been looking at Trajan the wrong way too. So, but that's a different story.
Well, I mean, anytime you do something like that, when you do some creepy secret signing type deal, shout out to Terrell Butler, man, and DJ and them listen on Instagram. I think that Instagram, then cut them off. Y'all can pop in on YouTube. Shout out to y'all, Twitter, Facebook. My whole thing about this whole thing, this is when we did the flash report, we talked about this. Doing this type of stuff is just that's why I get on the Octopus about this. What kind of sneaky, underhanded stuff that they do. The only reason you assign a contract extension, which is a big thing, it wasn't one dude. It was the top administrators all got extensions prior to the season getting going, and then you go from there, and then you don't, and then you leak it. You leaked it right after the regular season, and they definitely leaked it. It was a timing thing. The timing was too perfect. They leaked it and then shut it down. Like the none of these media people didn't even, all the damn questions they asked, they never once talked about them extensions. And I was listening. DC like, you heard all them, I said I listened to them. I ain't heard nothing about them goddamn extensions though. So usually when that happens is when they get up in there, they told certain things they can't ask about. Because if they had, they would have. They didn't ask about them extensions because they was told not to. We don't know how long this is. We don't know how long we got Willie. We don't know how long we got the Octopus. But what they do is they got the organization in their hands because they're on a step pyramid type situation where each year showing incremental improvement that they can show them from a win-loss standpoint. That's a simple measurement. They know that they have a great amount of really intelligent supporters of the team, and there are not, it's the opposite. And a lot of people don't care about that. As long as they're registering wins, going up and up and up, they're good with that. Man, as long as we made the playoffs, what y'all talking about? What y'all mad about? Never mind the fact they won 49, had the best road record in the NBA, but didn't get marched out of the playoffs unceremoniously, and 4 really just embarrassingly. And then you know what? You know why that happened?
Even came to the playoffs.
They have Zion Williamson. That's why.
Yeah, they're using that. They're using him as a scapegoat, and I don't like that either.
Yeah, well, of course.
It's like, so you're not trying. You won't
use them as a scapegoat.
Come out and say that you're trying to build around Zion, but you're using him as a scapegoat. Make that make sense. Because you did come out when Drew Holiday was here. You came out and said that this is Drew Holiday's team. You said that like 5, 6, 20 times.
And then how long it was?
But you're not committing. And see, that's another problem. The hierarchy. So the hierarchy is still in shambles because you won't come out and clarify that junk, but you wanted to do it with Drew. And Drew is far from being the number one guy on any contending team.
I'll be very I keep my eyes open if Octopus said, gave you high praise because he did that to Drew, and then not too long after he did that, he got him up out of here, traded him out of here. So I mean, it's just the guy's a politician. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Well, maybe that's the key. Please say that you building around Zion and get him up out of here since you ain't going. You know what I'm saying? If that's what the trick is.
But see, the thing is too, Lex, that's what I'm saying. The money, like you said, the math ain't mathing. Let's look at the math, right? This is, some of the contracts here, the big guys, and pretty much everybody on the team. Zion Williamson, almost $40 million right now. And the salary, remaining guaranteed salary, 163 plus through 27, 28, depending on weight clauses and health. And then, of course, each of his contracts stipulates that he will have weigh-ins periodically, at which he must weigh. He says 295 pounds or less. I don't know if that's true, but in each season, contract is fully unguaranteed if he played less than 41 games the season prior. Going to Brandon Ingram, because this is the one a lot of people looking at, because BI with over 36 mil going his way through 24, 25. Additional notes, extension eligible at any time. Has a 15% trade kicker attached to his agreement. CJ McCollum is next. CJ, number 3, contract, 33 million, 300. It's just 3 numbers, man. Remaining guaranteed, 64 million, 25, 26 are the years.
That's too much.
Extension eligible, September 26th of this year. So you see CJ McCollum, 3 of our big guys, all 30 million plus. Herb Jones got it out of the mud. Herb, good to 26, 27. He's at almost 13 million. Remaining salary guarantee for Herb, almost 42 million. Larry Nance is next. This is Willie's one of his favorite players, if not the favorite player.
No, he's in love with that man.
11.2 for Larry. Remaining salary guaranteed, 11.2 plus for 24-25. Extension eligible after October of this year, October the 6th, rather, after this year. Dyson Daniels, crikey. 24-25 salary over 6 million, remaining guaranteed over 6 million, 24-25 additional notes. 25-26 salary is a team option at 7.7 plus. Trey Murphy, trigger Trey Murphy. Almost 5.2, 5.1, just so 5.1 million. Remaining is 5.1 plus for 24-25 season. Extension eligible the opening day of the season. Jordan Hawkins, these all our contract guys. 4.5 plus, remaining 4.5 through 24 of 25 season. Additional notes is a 25-26 salary is a team option of 4.7 plus. And 26-27 salary is a team option of 7+ mil for my guy Jordan Hawkins. And that's 25-26 for the 4.7 plus and 26-27 for the 7+ million. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is on the deal. 24-25 salary, almost 2.2 million. That's a team option. No remaining guarantees, none of that. Matt Ryan, 24-25 salary, almost 22 mil, unguaranteed. Additional notes, 2025-26 salary is a team option of 2.3 plus. The 24-25 year salary is fully unguaranteed, becoming fully guaranteed if not waived on or before opening night. Even with the team option for 25-26 salary is fully unguaranteed, becoming fully guaranteed if not waived on or before opening night. EJ Liddell, 24-25 salary, 2.1 mil plus, remaining the same amount for 2024-25. Additional notes, 25-26 salary is a team option of 2.3 mil. Jose Alvarado, 24-25 salary, almost 2 mil. It's a team option. Remaining salary guaranteed, none. Additional notes, extension eligible at any time. Even with the team option for 24-25 season, salary is fully unguaranteed with no guarantee date. Malcolm Hill signed a 2-way contract. And then, of course, it talks about Jonas here. He got a cap hold of 23.1 plus. We got the bird rights is unrestricted. Extension eligible up to and including June the 30th of 2024. Cody Zeller, cap hold of just over 2 mil. 9 bird on him. Najee Marshall, cap hold, almost 2.1, right? Full bird unrestricted. Additional notes, extension eligible up to and including June the 30th of 2024. Darion Sebron. You got over $2 million for him. Type of free agent, an early bird and restricted. He got that Gilbert Arenas clause that's applicable. And then, of course, that's all the contracts that we done covered all that there. So before we kind of transition into where I'm going here to the pick situation, y'all, anyone in DC or Lex DC, y'all want to chime in on some of that stuff I just went over before we move into the draft pick side of things to show the family what picks we got?
I mean, just right off top, Herb is underpaid and McCollum is overpaid.
Take McCollum's money, some of his money, and give it to Herb?
No, I mean, however you want to look at it, Big Q. I'm just saying, like,
I'm with it.
Herb is.
I'm for that.
Underpaid.
I'm with it.
Hopefully, but, this team's got to get better, man. Like the last few players, I mean, they don't even play. We don't even see them guys. It's like, why are they even on the roster? Why are they on the roster? Like,
break in case of glass. Well, how it go?
That's exactly what it is. If you ever go in the hallway and you see like the X that being there and they say break in case of emergency, fire extinguisher.
The team needs to get better. The team needs to get better. And the coaching needs to get better. The coaching needs to get better first, then the team. But
the coaching might be the problem.
Well, Lex, let's be honest. We got secret contracts going on here. Coaching ain't about to change. So the best thing we could possibly do is find the most. No. You find out the most intelligent point guard that we could possibly find. Because just watching basketball all these years, man, it seems to me like when you have a point guard that's really smart, especially on the offensive end, they could kind of make some things work and figure some things out, regardless of the coach.
Did you hear what Griff said?
He said it was about high IQ players,
high IQ.
And it's not necessarily about a pure point guard. And then he goes on to describe Shea Alexander, who's a pure point guard. I thought it was the funniest shit in the world because I was like, apparently Griff hasn't watched Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at any point in time when he played for the Clippers.
So he didn't watch the series. He didn't watch.
Since when pure point guards can't also be scoring point guards?
Not in his mind.
I can't stand these people, man. like the thing is, like the Pelicans are swimming in mud. They're swimming in mud. This is a 3-ring circus right now. If anybody don't know what that means
Born
them
and Bailey's.
After year, like there's no traction. If you're stagnant, guess what? You're not growing. If you're not ascending, or you're not growing. Okay? So if you're stagnant or you're not trying to get better, that means you're not growing. If you're trying to ascend, you are trying to grow. And right now, they're stagnant, which means they're not trying to get better. Because stagnant is you're swimming in mud. You're just staying in the same pace. And usually, depending on how deep the mud is, if it's a sinking hole, you're going to sink in that chicken head and drown. I mean, it's... Thank you, Big Q, for breaking that down.
Illustrate your point.
I mean, I just, because there's so many problems. Like we can't address the problems. We can't come up with solutions unless the problem is addressed first. There's a coaching problem, man. this dude can't coach. He can't even put guys in. He don't even know how to utilize guys. Even if he's around them for 3+ years, he still don't know how to use them. He don't watch film. He does not watch film. He don't know how to utilize these guys to get to maximize their talents, so they can maximize and help the team win, like real winning. And look, we need to stop saying, if we get to the playoffs. Let me tell you something. This was the prime example, prime definition of what it means to get to the playoffs. That's exactly what the Pelicans did. They got to the playoffs, people. Now, getting to the playoffs and performing at a high level in the playoffs is two different things.
It is.
We got to be more specific. I'm not trying to get to the playoffs. No, y'all need to perform at a high level in the playoffs. Okay? Win some games in the playoffs. We got to be specific in what we want the team to do, because they got to the playoffs and look what happened. I just wanted to point that out.
They got ran up out of there, man, in the worst possible way. All right, so what we got? DC, you want to add to that?
I disagree. I think they got stomped into the floor, Q. I don't think they got ran up out of it.
They swimming under the mud.
They still peeling Pelican feathers up off the court as we speak.
Oh my gosh, that would be a great
Lex brings up an excellent point, but my thing was this too with the point guard thing. It's like, how many point guards do we know that can be very good point guards but can also score? I just thought all of that was just completely unnecessary. The word salad put together by Griff. You need somebody who can orchestrate a team as well as be a threat when they're being disrespected. However you want to go about doing that, however you want to dress it up, I'll say somebody who has the supreme ability to be able to drive and make high IQ basketball. Okay, continue to describe a goddamn point guard, however you feel, because it all fits, but until they get a point guard, as long as we have Brandon Ingram and we're trying to make that work with Zion, I think that's the only way to go about doing it. But any team is always better, with those type of players, man, because who doesn't want a quarterback out there? That's the quarterback of your team, pretty much, unless you can get that in a different position, because we are playing positionless basketball. But somebody like Zion looks like he could possess the ability to basically be a point guard as well. But we can't ask Zion to do that for 35 minutes at this point right now without blowing the tire. So we got to settle for point Zion instance, and we actually have somebody else who can command the team, not named CJ McCullough.
You can't play positionless basketball with Jose or CJ McCullough. And in some regards, Trey Murphy.
Well, they gonna continue to try like hell, though. They're gonna continue to try like hell,
like barbecue chicken. Okay, They were attacked like that. All right, but oh my gosh, oh goodness gracious!
All right, let's go.
All right, Lex about to have a stroke up in here, so let's go on into our next topic.
Moving on. All right, the 2024 picks here. Here we go, man. Round one. This is from ProSportsTransactions.com, man. The Pelicans perceived picks for this upcoming season. Round one. Okay, they got the Bucks picks, right? Pelicans have the option to swap the 2024 first round picks with the Bucks, right? That came with the Drew Holiday trade. Involved Drew Holiday.
So what do we move from 21st to 19th if we swap with them?
I'm gonna have to look at it, DC, to see.
And we might actually move backwards if we swap with them.
But let me go. All right, and that came with the trade with Drew Holiday, Cheatham, Josh Gray, Darius Miller, Kenrick Williams, so on and so forth. That's how we got that one. The Lakers pick. Right, the Pelicans have the option on receiving the Lakers 2024 or 25 pick. May or may not transfer depending on the Pelicans' option. And then, of course, the Pelicans own this other pick, and the Pelicans have the option to swap that pick as well for with the Bucks. So we have several pick swaps, and options with the 3 first rounders that we currently have. And then, of course, in round number 2, the Pelicans, I think they have 3 second round picks. They do. The Pelicans have one. Well, I think they traded that Lonzo Ball to the Bulls for Garrett Temple, Sardaransky, the 2024 second round
And
pick.
and not Laurie Markman, who we should have got, that we said like
Zone.
15 times on this show.
Yes.
Or at least the little point guard. What was his name? That was the almost the sixth man of the year.
Mm-hmm. What's that boy name? I don't
I
know.
can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name either, man.
That's kind of messed up because he's actually good. Usually players whose names you can't remember, they suck. But anyway, moving on, man. 2 more players we should have had, and we probably could have easily gotten this deal if they really wanted Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. And this is what we have right here, fam. So with that being said, moving forward, and of course all this will get figured out as we move further into and complete the postseason. All this will work itself out. Let's kind of talk about that. Let's move forward here. This is another article from Fadeaway World where they talked about the Pelicans super plan to acquire 2 stars and create Lob City 2.0 this offseason, right? And they had an interesting take on it. I just wanted to share it with you guys what they saying. Pelicans were swept in the first round of the playoffs at the hands of the OKC Thunder, right? Zion Williamson is considered untouchable because he's only 23 and only needs to lose weight to be considered to get to superstar level for the foreseeable future. However, the same cannot be said by BI and the rest of the Pelicans roster. Ingram had a great regular season by averaging almost 21 points a game, 6 assists per contest, but his numbers dropped in the playoffs. He averaged 14.3 points on 3.3 assists. The forward is almost 27 years of age, and he might be better off with another team as the Pelicans look to rebuild around Zion Williamson. Luckily for the Pels, there is a way that they can recreate what Chris Paul and Blake Griffin did. And this is a kind of interesting comparison in Los Angeles by creating what he calls Lob City 2.0. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Zion get all those lobs, New Orleans that could actually win the NBA title. He's saying next year with these moves. So I'm going to just throw this at Lex and DC and see what y'all think. The way they do this is by acquiring superstar point guard Trae Young and also targeting forgotten center DeAndre Ayton. Now, listen to this. Y'all tell me what y'all think. A blockbuster trade for Trae Young. The first step to creating Lob City 2.0 is finding a point guard to feed Zion Williamson down low, pause, and the answer is Trae. Trade details. New Orleans Pelicans receive Trae Young. Atlanta gets C.J. McCollum, Trey Murphy, Jordan Hawkins, the 2026 first-round pick, and the 2027 first-round pick. The blockbuster trade involves Trae Young heading to New Orleans, signifies a bold move toward creating what could be the Lob City, 2.0. Despite being criticized for his heavy style of play, and also have an uncertain future in Atlanta, Young is unexceptionally talented point guard whose elite passing and scoring abilities make him the ideal architect for this envisioned offensive scheme. Despite playing on a bad team this year, he averaged almost 26 points and 11 assists per game on 37.3 shooting from deep. Young's prowess is distributing the ball, coupled with his knack for scoring from various spots on the court, position him as a cornerstone player capable of elevating the performances of those around him, most notably Zion. With Young orchestrating the offense, Zion is poised to flourish even further. Young's ability to command attention from defenders, Lex just talked about gravity, and create opportunities for teammates through his court vision and passing acumen will undoubtedly open up new avenues for Zion to showcase his offensive arsenal. The lobs to Zion would make constant highlight reels and certainly place New Orleans on the map as a must-see television similar to Lob City Clippers. Moreover, Young's youth and potential for growth ensures that this is a partnership that is just not a short-term fix, but rather a long-term investment with the Pelicans' future success. He's only 25 years of age and will only improve when it comes to controlling the ball and creating for his teammates. Furthermore, while Young's offensive contributions are undeniable, concerns regarding his defensive capabilities have been raised. The Pelicans could mitigate this potential weakness by surrounding him with defensive-minded players such as Herb Jones, who has shown promise as an all-defensive caliber talent. In essence, the acquisition of Young represents a significant step forward for the Pelicans as they strive to construct a more formidable team in the competitive Western Conference. With Young at the helm, supported by a talent like Zion Williamson, the Pelicans have the first step to Lob City 2.0. All right, so I'm going to stop on that one because he still also has the Deidre, the Ankton angle as well, and another thing going forward. So, what do y'all thought? What's y'all thoughts about that?
Well, I want to see the rest of the trade. Obviously, Q. You can go ahead and bring on your jokes because I might as well just get straight to it.
Okay,
with
DC.
the rest of the trade.
All right. So what I want to do,
and then I'll reply after that. Or you could go ahead, Lex, because I'm gonna just wait for him to, throw his little rocks and try to hide his hand.
Oh, you can read the whole thing. I mean, because I was going.
Because it's interesting to me out of all the goddamn Trey Young trade requests I seen, Big Q went found this particular goddamn article.
I'm saying, bro, I know which ones you was talking about. I was like, let me throw it because I seen them all before, but let me throw this one. That's why I kind of just fit. Now let me finish this up. Now, DC, I want to give you the option. Could you read this next article, this next section of the article?
I cannot.
Why not?
I don't have my reading glasses.
I was gonna say reading glasses.
Dude, it's so lame, man. Lame excuse, bro. Go ahead and read.
No, I'm serious. I don't have my reading glasses.
Man, okay, we don't have 30.
Them letters too small, man.
All right, DC.
I mean, you can blow it up.
I mean, seriously,
I'm not on a computer right now, Lex. I can't. I actually can't. I'm doing it from. I'm on my cell phone right now.
It's Tasha in the chat. Tasha
had already tried to cut me in the chat, talking about I don't be reading no Bible scriptures when I was talking about Willie and the Bible scriptures.
Yeah, because you was getting it wrong. Like, chicken, I had that stuff memorized, man.
What?
Since I was little. So I was like,
well, what the scripture is? You must put on the breastplate of God, and what else? What else you put on? You got to put on the helmet of salvation. Come on now.
Able to withstand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay.
No, it's
principalities against powers
and principalities in high places. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about when they talk about you put on the helmet of salvation, you put on the breastplate of this, and they start describing it.
You see, you
go to that part.
Bible. That's why
go to that part.
Reading from the Rasta Farm Bible.
DC, don't you get with me? Don't you get with me?
Come on now.
Hey,
say you. Come on, Lex. You know what it is. We got a Christian fair team, and I noticed God ain't put no armor on the back because God watching their back, Lex. That's why we don't worry about doing that
right now.
Anybody want to hear DC read this article? Y'all put yes in the chat.
Man, I can't read the article, but I'm not on my computer. But for real, the words are they small. I can't blow them up and read it.
I could blow them up on the screen for you to read it.
Man, read the goddamn article. Nobody trying to go through all this. and I'm halfway driving right now. I'm in the car.
Okay, you were with the baby.
The
sound is.
Can't hear no car, no
horn. Y'all hear the baby now?
Echo in that.
Do you hear a baby now? Do you hear a baby? Wait, hold on. What you want me? Let me turn the radio on. Y'all think I'm playing. You hear that? You hear that?
Oh my God. That is in another room.
Flow model TV.
In another room. I got a flow model TV in another room.
Big concept of reading rainbow.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, DC.
Kunta Kinte. Yeah.
Tasha, you heard this DC character, man? Somebody.
Read the goddamn article.
All right, add the second lob star in the paint. All right, this is the second part of the article. Right? Next step to Lob City 2.0 is targeting a forgotten center. You got Deidre Ayton, who was a part of the finals team in 2020 and 21 season. Also, the athletic, and this would I knew D. That's why I brought this up. Shadyon Sharp. That's DC.
That's the part I want you to get to.
Oh goodness!
The hell with all that trying to set it up and shit. We up here talking about Trey Young. And, hey DC, what about Shady, your favorite player, Shadyon Sharp? This bullshit.
How is his game? Is he just like an attacker at the rim, or
he cram on you? That would DC think the kid could be really like he could be phenomenal.
Well, and when he did a lot of his damage in high school. He had 3-level game there, but going into the NBA, in the NBA, he's been from what I saw, the little bit I watched of him, he's been more of a slasher, got some highlight dunks, and kind of hitting open threes and stuff. He ain't really got that game pulling up off the dribble with the three yet. Down.
But see,
I wouldn't trade him. Trade him for Hawk. That's what they say in the article.
I'm saying like if he's that type of player, because he's not a strong like two guard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
he kind of like a tweener in between a small forward and a
Hawk. We got to keep one of them. I know we got to give one of them up because obviously, if you're giving up a shooter in Trae Young, they're gonna want a shooter back.
Well, I mean, but that's why I said it was an interesting trade they had put on. You getting according to this Trae Young, and you giving up, our guy Trey Murphy. So
they want Dyson Daniels from what I heard in picks, huh? Or Herb. I think they were hard up on Herb. We could have had, I think, DeJounte Murray if we would have gave up Herb.
We going by.
They just wanted Herb. They didn't even want CJ. They want Herb.
No, they're saying Trae Young.
I don't know about that.
The first part of the deal is Trae Young, and you give him CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, and Jordan Hawkins. So you gave him 2 shooters.
Oh my God! Q, find another article. I seen better proposals than this.
Say, bro, hold on, bro. I got to talk about
shooters.
This is horrible, man.
They in this article they talked about giving Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins the 2 first-round picks along with CJ McCollum to get Trae Young. Now, this is the second part of it. One of DC's favorite players, Shadion Sharp, that goes with Ayton and Sharp.
You could just say the man's name without trying to connect him to me.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about it, bro. I ain't know who the man was till you told me who he was. Like Cam Reddish, I ain't know who Cam Reddish was till you.
And who we picked in that draft, Q? Tell everybody who I wanted over who we picked.
Y'all know, bro.
Say the whole story.
Wasn't that KLJ's draft when we got? Nah, that was
nope.
No, that was the next one. Who we got? I forget, man. We got a lot.
We had I think 9th or 10th pick in the draft.
We took what?
Lex should know.
Was it Jackson? No. Was that the Jackson Hayes draft?
No, man.
Jackson Hayes was the same draft as Zion.
I don't. Yeah, and also in
open up one of them books back there, isn't it?
No, I'm not. I don't got time. I got to finish. Right there.
Go ahead, flex your powers of reading that you got over me. We'll pop in one of them damn books back there.
It's the red
10,000 books you got back there. It's in there.
Right there, it's red. But since I would get it and read it, but since you don't,
it was Dyson Daniels, my brother. I wanted us to draft Shadion Sharp over Dyson Daniels, but we didn't get the opportunity to because the Blazers picked them before we had the chance.
What draft was Cam Reddish?
I thought that was Cam.
Nigga, I don't know.
Not Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish was in the same draft as Zion as well because they all left Duke together. But
DC was really
the other Cam that plays for Houston. I thought everybody was wanting him.
Whitmore. Yeah,
Cam Whitmore. Yeah, we was on board with him. Big Q actually showed that's Big Q favorite player right there, Cam Whitmore. Big Q put me on Cam Whitmore, and I was like, "Damn, bro, you on to something." I like this guy, but I also like Jordan Hawkins too.
Right, but
I was Jordan Hawkins all the way. Y'all remember that? I was surprised we picked him.
DC told me about Cam Reddish, and I told him, DC, Cam Reddish ain't shit. And I told him just like that. He's like, nah, man, this dude could be. He got Dominique Wilkins potential. I was like,
Dominique Wilkins, man, come on, man. This man just making up shit now.
What about, does he have Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique Wilkins.
Does he have Dominique Wilkins?
So you just gonna jump on his side, ride that bullshit too, Lex?
He keeps misquoting Bible quotes.
Dominique Wilkins.
Let's see, 1, 2.
DC terrible.
Man, why was we talking about Cam Reddish? He's not in the trade. It's Shadion Sharp.
He's on his 14. You know what I'm saying? And he's on a veteran's minimum.
I'm about to start talking about DD Lozada.
I like Didi Lozada until I met him in person, and he just said
Didi
yes.
Lozada ain't even
That's
in the
what he
league no
told
more,
me.
y'all.
I said, Didi, what you gonna do this
He
shit?
ain't
Yes.
even in the league no more.
Didi, you gonna be an MVP or you gonna do stuff for the Pelicans? What you gonna do, bro? How you gonna kill him? Yes.
That's the DC3. The DC3.
That's all he said.
That's the DC3. is Didi Lozada, Cam Reddish, and Shadion Sharp. The DC3. That's his 3 favorite players. All right, so anyway, let's keep it going, man. All right, so Portland Trailblazers received Brandon. Now this is Ayton, Shadion Sharp, a 2029 first round draft pick.
If you must see,
and Brandon Ingram.
They niggas be capping.
So in the pursuit
oh wow. What is the matter with your boy?
DC is out of his mind, man.
You know what I'm saying?
He got
the mask is the world. You know what I'm saying?
And DC got some spiked pineapples or something going on. All right. So in the pursuit of solidifying Lob City 2.0, the Pelicans are eyeing the acquisition.
Y'all know when y'all start talking about the Pelicans, bro, and how I see the engine, we got our ass kicked. Okay. Y'all know what's wrong with me.
Okay, DC.
Then you put up this garbage ass trade up here talking about trading Trey Murphy.
Dude, okay, then I ain't gonna talk about it no more, brother. Okay, you go ahead. You say it's garbage. Go ahead, Lex. You comment on it. What you think about it?
Comment on what?
On the trade that DC says is garbage.
How we gonna give up CJ McCullough, Trey Murphy, and Jordan Hawk? So we just gonna give up all our 3-point shooters?
Murphy, DC.
For Trey Young?
We don't have them.
Well, I mean, huh?
We don't have Trey Murphy.
What y'all think in the chat, man? DC don't like nobody.
Trigger traded.
That's lighter skinned than.
That's right, Tasha. That's right. I don't like light skinned people at all. I grew up around dark skinned people. I can't stand these red niggas.
Coming from one.
It's so wishy washy.
This dude out of his mind.
Now, Mother Tasha knows what she's talking about.
Oh man, DC is funny, man. DC
Come on, man. Let's move along. All right. So Trey Young.
All right. So anyway, listen. You said, bro. Let's just leave it alone, brother. Let's just drop it.
I mean, we got to go over the trade, bro. Like,
why are you talking shit about it?
Okay, well, I'll go on and
we got to go over trade scenarios for Trey Young. I think that's the possible scenario. You know what I'm saying? Well, of somebody that's going to be connected to us, and we're going to continue to see different trade options with him. But giving up all your shooters for him, I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy.
I mean, we need to at least apprehend one of them. We got to keep one of them. And I'm not McCollum. I'm not talking about him. Either Trey or got to keep one of them, and you can give up some picks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not both Trey and Jordan Hawkins.
So one of a lot of family members saying that YBG Don says that he likes to trade minus Trey or Hawk, so we take one of our shooters away. For the get Trey Young, you get the superstar there. You keep another shooter off for Trey, Jordan Hawkins, and then you get them. And then the other part of the trade gets you Ayton along with Shadion Sharp, which gives you a guy that has some potential to develop. He's got some YAML potential that he can slam on you. You know, that's DC. Then that brings us circle. We get Shadion Sharp as a Pelican, and then you'll never hear the end of it.
Who they giving up to get Aiden and Shadion Sharp? Brandon Ingram?
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, I don't like this trade, man.
Okay, let's keep it.
So we're gonna empty out our bench depth. Basically, you're gonna get rid of Trey, you get rid of Hawk. What do we have on the bench after this?
You keep
got
Trey.
Jose.
You keep Trey or Hawk.
Yeah, you gotta keep either Trey or Hawk. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing. You can't talk shit about this trade, DC.
I don't know about DeAndre Ayton.
Dice is the only one I'm willing to part with, man. I don't think you trade Trey or Hawk, in my opinion, because of what they can do. It's not easy to find. You can't find a dude that's 6'10", that can shoot threes like that and has the potential to play defense the way he does. And you can't easily find movement shooters behind the 3-point line. Like I think those two dudes are two guys you don't trade. They're just not tradable. You don't trade those when you have a dude like Zion Williamson who probably never will be a 3-level scorer. Like you need guys like that around him, and you can't get rid of them. And I like maybe Herb. I throw Herb in there too. Because Herb plays defense at all positions. The man that shot 40% from 3-point line this year.
The words
What
out
you,
on
what,
Okay.
But with Zion, when Herb with Zion is different than Herb what we saw in the playoffs. Herb ain't gonna change the course of a game offensively by himself. But when you got the gravity that Zion has and Herb can hit those wide open threes, I don't think you trade either one of those guys. Now everybody else, you could sell me on anybody else on the roster other than them three. I don't see it as if we keep in Zion.
Dyson does make sense. But the thing, because they are getting a shooter, and then you have to think Trae Young is 25, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to want a young player.
Right.
So they got the shooting in McCollum, and then you give them a young player in Dyson and maybe some picks. And I like that. Keep both the shooters. Because the thing is, this is a shooter's league. It's a shooter's league. So to give up your shooters, I mean, that's like giving up the jackpot.
All right, so let's push on. DC don't like anybody lighter than him. That's why he hating on Trae. All right, so let's keep it pushing.
No, wait, hold up. I don't like light-skinned people that act light-skinned, period. I don't like none of them. Even though the ones that's light as me. I don't.
Look. Just act black and let's move on.
Man, this is a disguise, man. I'm in white face on y'all this whole time. I go take a bath and take all this shit off. All right, that wasn't funny.
I mean, hey, Tramal. Yeah, so is McCollum, and we know that for sure. Okay. Can you put that comment up? Hey, look, if it's between Trae and McCollum, I'm gonna go with Trae Young.
But one person gonna give you 30, pretty consistently on pretty good efficiency. And get this, they can actually play the point guard position. they can throw alleys to Zion. Can you imagine being able to throw it up there to the NBA logo to a guy who can jump out the gym and he catch it and dunk it? Yeah. And our other point guard, he rarely thinks to do that, like ever. And then he sucks just as bad on defense. If not, damn, is CJ McCollum worse at this point than Trae Young? Trae Young pretty bad too. Is CJ McCollum worse at this point than Trae Young?
Yeah. I mean, he's getting older.
I'm just talking about strictly on defense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if Trae Young is not, he's not a misfit on defense. Now, obviously, he is small for his size, for his size and everything. But it's like you getting a more efficient player in Trae Young. He can play the point guard position, which is what we need. That's what the Pelicans were asking from CJ, but CJ does not have that ability like that. That's not his strong suit. He needs to be where he's comfortable, and he's definitely comfortable at that 2. That man is a straight up 2 guard. He don't need to be handling that rock. And the thing is, man, hey, it's bad when you go a whole series and every single player on the opponent team is hunting you. Everybody on OKC, I don't care who it was, they were hunting CJ. That is not good. Nobody does that to Trae. When Trae was going up against the Knicks, Philly, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals that one year. Nobody was hunting him. So, I mean, the thing is like Hey, that's definitely an upgrade. It's an upgrade. But yeah, like to be hunted in a series every single game by all 5 players on the opponent team, that's like some next level liability on defense. For sure.
I can agree with that. But this is another interesting idea. Okay, what if we actually get DeJounte Murray? What are the pros and cons versus getting Trae Young versus DeJounte Murray? Because
Neither
to
of
be
them are
honest,
afraid.
the way they writing it up in the press clippings with Atlanta, I don't know which one they really want to move off of. Because there's things saying they want to go full time with DeJounte Murray, and they want to get rid of Trae Young. And then obviously there's reports saying the opposite. They want to get rid of both. One of them, we know, but which one is it really? So I think it would be wise for us to consider best options, because this will probably be one of the best trades we could pull off, depending on what's out there. Um, so how would you, I guess, feel about DeJounte Murray instead of Trae Young? Which moving DeJounte Murray, obviously, I
You
think
know
we would
what?
probably have to keep CJ, because CJ can play with DeJounte Murray, and Atlanta's not going to take CJ McCullough to pair with Trae Young.
You know what? A 3-team trade, but the thing is that both of them are better than CJ. I would rather have either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray over CJ. Nobody hunts DeJounte or hunts Trae Young on defense. Nobody does. You know who does it on this team? McCollum. You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win. Neither of them are afraid to shoot behind the arc. You have to remember, when DeJounte Murray was playing for the Spurs, he was the starting point guard. That's what the Pelicans need. So Trae Young is a point guard who can shoot. You got DeJounte. He shoots very well. You know what I'm saying? He plays defense, and he's a point guard. Hey, man. And I actually like Spurs DeJounte Murray better than Atlanta Hawks DeJounte Murray. So if we get the Spurs DeJounte Murray, I'm definitely loving that situation. But either or is,
but if we get DeJounte Murray, I think we would still be stuck with CJ, because I don't think it's a reality where Atlanta would accept a trade, sending us DeJounte Murray, and we send them back CJ McCullough, and they trying to pair him with Trae Young, unless we have a third trade
I
partner,
mean,
maybe
well, the
something like
thing
that.
is, you have to think
We got
DeJounte
super chat.
and Trae are point guards. They're both point guards, and they kind of been in each other's way. So if you look at trading CJ, guess what? CJ being next to a point guard, he's in his true position.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But you got two defensive liabilities instead of one. Shout out to Aramis
Well,
for
not
the
for not
1999. What's good, fam? What's happening with you, brother? Appreciate that.
what's going on, Amos?
Go ahead.
Appreciate
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead.
But I mean, yeah, if you're keeping Trae Young, if you're keeping Trae Young and trading DeJounte, I can see that. But again, either or, I'd rather have Trae Young or DeJounte, however.
So let me ask you this then. So if the trade is you have an option, right? You can either trade Trae Young for CJ McCullough, Dyson Daniels in the first round pick, or you can trade BI for DeJounte Murray and Okanwuye. Straight up.
You mean
No
Aganku?
pick. Aganku. No pick needed. Which trade would you rather prefer? Because you can't just trade DeJounte straight up with BI, because 36 mil, we probably would have to take on another player as well to hit that 36 million, because I think Ngakwu was only making like 11, so we still like a few million short.
I'm sorry, I'm reading these comments, but Rob McCoy said, "Send Bi and CJ, throw in Larry for free."
Damn, Rob.
I'm
Rob done
sorry,
had
but you
enough,
know what?
man.
I feel that right there. Get Trae Young,
That's
Ngakwu.
like $75 million, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Trae Young and Ngakwu, and send all three of them.
So you're gonna go with you? You wait. You send all three of them for Trae Young and Ngakwu? No picks, huh? No picks.
No, I mean, don't the money match up? You getting two
Well, I mean, that's like $75 million. You got 33 plus 36 plus what, 12? Yeah, it's like 70 something million right there.
Okay, well, I don't have all the numbers memorized, but I'm just saying, Bi and CJ. I mean, well, what, you want to pick up another player? Shoot, we can take
I
Trae
mean, you would have to match the money.
and Ngakwu. That sounds good to me. Look, does the money match now?
Let's just switch out our immediate in-play players on the start lineup. Huh? See how this works.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, I don't. To be honest, man, there's pros and cons to both. But I don't think you could go wrong with either trade, depending on the compensation.
You get more energy.
But it drastically changes the dynamic of your team, depending on which one you get. Though it's two totally different teams from one another. You get DeJounte Murray. We back. What's up, DJ? We back. We back to defense is offense, obviously, and he gonna have to create because we gonna be a nightmare defensively with DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones out there. You get Trae Young, I think that immediately like just supercharges the offense because of what he's capable of. And if you're able to keep Trey Murphy and Hawk, like man, it completely supercharges the offense. Because not only do you have a guy in Trae Young that they got to look at on the perimeter, you also have a guy in Zion who they can't just let get to the paint. So it's like it truly becomes pick your poison. So.
And then you know what? You know what'll be really nice is that you have another legitimate threat, a guy that can command a lot of attention to free up Zion. Because I don't know if you notice, when you watch the Pelicans, it's hard for guys to get open.
Yeah.
When you have Zion sitting, it is hard for guys to get open. Even Brandon. Like, Zion's gravity opens up doors for everybody. He helps everybody out. And I think a lot of times what they did at the beginning of the season, they were using Zion as a decoy. And I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling that. Zion is too talented for y'all just to be using him as a decoy. That's crazy.
Well, so if you go back and you look at Zion stated the reason for that, Lex.
Yeah,
Zion went and he said he wasn't ready. He wasn't 100%. He couldn't play, I guess, at the level he could for maximum amount of minutes. And when we were scolding the shit out of CJ, he actually was asking CJ to take a lot of those shots and to take more shots and to step up and be that guy until he can get ready and get back into proper shape. So, you still feel the same knowing that?
You were so fun. I mean, I know we talked about that. I don't know. I just don't. Putting him in the corner didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, he might as well have not been out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, put him in some screen action or something. There's other ways. There's other ways, but I just it's just nice for when you're out there that it's like, wow, I can play off that dude's gravity. It's not everybody just playing off my gravity. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing, because Brandon doesn't have gravity like that. He really doesn't. I mean,
he has some gravity though when he's healthy and he's playing aggressively.
I mean,
are you saying he don't have any?
Nobody came and doubled with the Thunder. Okay, Lou Dort just played.
But Bi obviously was hurt that series though. But when they played, Brandon played the Thunder, same team last year, where they had Lou Dort on that team last year, and Bi, if I remember correctly, averaged about 33 points. Well, he didn't average 33 points. He had 33 points because it was a damn playing game.
We talking about the same team that just swept the Pelicans.
Yeah, they actually beat the Pelicans in the play-in the previous year before.
Man. Like, the thing is,
hold on,
he's a different player now.
Yeah, give 1 second. Unless you got a super chat. Rob McCoy, appreciate the $9.99, bro. Unless Gail is willing to go into the luxury tax, no moves of substance will be made. Imagine all the space the two trades would create for the paint. Yeah, that would be awesome, man. I think we would be downright. We would be scary, especially if this team can have that same defense that Willie provides, and you add that to the offense, man. You're looking at something truly special. So I'm not an anti the Trae Young trade, but I am a little leery about it because the compensation to me matters a lot, and I think will determine whether it's worth it or not. Because the Trae Young thing can easily go left too. He doesn't seem to take to all of his coaches properly, and is willing to, kind of buck things behind the scenes. And man, it's just, will he mesh? Will he buy into Willie's defense to offense?
Not like that. That's good.
And will that create a problem? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's the thing I think about with Trae.
Violence. We got violence. No, for real. For real. And let me tell you something. Conflict is
shit,
not
Lex about to be all Trae Young Trae.
No.
Just so Willie could get fired.
Seriously though, a lot of people think conflict is bad. Disagreements are bad. They're not.
No.
I think people have a misconception about those things. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to have some type of conflict, because you know what? That shows, hey man, I want to win. I'm passionate about getting better. If ain't nobody arguing with you, it's like, yeah, all right, man. Ain't nothing getting done.
Arguments, and that, iron sharpens iron, as they say. But when you have two, like the coach is saying and moving in this direction, and the player is saying and moving in the other direction, I don't think that type of conflict helps the team. It actually divides the team.
You saw it.
You can't get anything going.
You saw it with the Warriors. You saw it with the Lakers.
No, Lex, they didn't move in two different directions though.
Yeah,
they wanted to win.
Look, let me tell you something, man. Look, we need that type of player on this team, because right now the personalities are too laid back. They're too cool.
Okay.
Have you noticed everybody has a similar personality on this team? Have you noticed?
Yes, they're all great human beings.
We don't want that. We don't want that. We need dogs.
We want assholes. We want assholes, Lex. We need some assholes.
Yeah, because Willie Green is a punk. He don't stand up for his players. He don't stand up for his players, man. We need winners. Man, you gotta have some conviction when you play basketball. You gotta feel the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be in the flow of the game.
Okay.
Look, these dudes, it's too much of the same personality. That cool, collected, trying to do the right thing. Man. Ain't nobody trying to look. We look. How bad do we need dogs, man? We need dogs. Look, we just talked about it. Did you see the Knicks and Philly play?
Yeah.
The Knicks and 76ers play. Were they being nice to each other? Man, they was mean mugging. You saw
those are not good human beings, Lex. There was too much profanity on my TV.
But you know what? They was battling.
They had a foul that led to an injury. That's not good basketball.
The games were so close that the opposite team could have won. Like Philly could have won. That's how close this was. That's what this team needs. Hey man, that other way, having that, being quiet and be laid back and relax, and that's not gonna do it, man. Are we trying to win? Raise your hand if you're trying to win.
We're trying to win.
Okay, DC, you ain't trying
wonderful
to
human beings.
And
we have to have an organic future that builds a strong family culture. We have to win under those circumstances.
Hey man, look. Is this a business? Is this a business?
Yes, but it's also a family.
No. Hey, I don't feel the family.
Family is business, right?
Family members are lying. They lying. They doing sneaky stuff, right?
That's right, Kevin Byers. We got a kumbaya to a victory.
They ain't backing the players when the refs ain't calling them for them because I want to keep money in my pocket. I care about my money.
He said that too.
Okay,
I was like, man,
it ain't no family. Look, you can't your head. It ain't no family. So what you need to go back to is you need to go back to why you are in business. You are in business, in games. You know how you want butts in the seats? You want butts in the seats? Win some games. Go to the playoffs. Fill up the arena. And
play with an edge.
And then improve the conditions of the facilities. Come on. Stop having that poor mentality. That's what's wrong. We need dogs. We need conflict. We don't need no joy. Chicken, let me tell you something. If you winning, joy is gonna come.
That should be a banner.
Okay. It's coming. If you winning, family's gonna come. If you winning, culture's gonna come. You know why? Because you winning. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna use Michael Jordan as an example, all right? Mike, he did a whole bunch of fancy stuff, right? He did a whole bunch of fancy stuff. Everybody saw the glitz and glamour all the time on the court. But you know what? They didn't see what was behind the scenes. The dude practiced harder than he played in the games. He was a winner. And if you establish the winning, okay, if you establish that, everything else comes with it. The glitz, the glam, the cameras, the spotlight, the movies, okay, the playoffs, the championships. If you establish winning as the foundation, all that stuff comes with it.
Say, we ain't got no damn time for love right now. It's violence.
Now, Lex said the
movies. We promoted that damn picture enough. It's violence right now.
Well, I'm saying Lex said the movies, and I thought of you.
Foundation has to be
winning. Okay, I got you.
Winning, okay? And I'm telling you.
Just like every time I hear Will Guillory, I think of you.
It's going to work.
I don't know
it's going to work, man. Man, this team, oh my gosh. Hey, let me tell you something. They get winners on this team and dogs on this team. Let me tell you something. People, every game's going to be sold out. Every game. Every game. Okay? It's going to be sold out. Because you don't, oh man, they brought winners up in here. They brought dogs up in here. Let's go. Who wants to feel that excitement? I know I do. And look, and the season just ended. You know what I'm saying? It ended, man. Let's go.
Man, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Lex. Lex got them fourth and them third.
Man, Preacher Paulie gonna have to come up in here behind Pastorist Lex.
Deacon Willie got
He was laying the sermon down. Yeah, Willie's just a deacon, bro.
Straight up,
He
man.
can't get behind the mic, bro.
See, that's a fiery speech. I can appreciate that, brother. That was a good fiery speech right there by Lex, man. Shout out to Lex. All right, so let's get to this section of the show, fam. Let's take a look at the draft, man. We looked at some potential trades, stuff like that. Let's move toward the draft aspect of it as we looking forward. Now, we did talk about the picks early in the stream. Which players, DC? Because is it we looking at the fact that the Pelicans could be possibly looking at somebody in free agency? We'll see how you heard what Griffin was saying. But is this going to be a situation where the Pelicans use assets from the draft to try to improve the team? Or do they seek to trade a BI and move him out? Or at some point, I don't think they'll commit to that extension, which means they'll more than likely have to work on the trade to get him out of here. And, of course, try to find a big. Now, we knew they'll more than likely attempt. We know they like the Atlanta backup center. But what about anybody in particular in the draft that we could look at to kind of feel some?
Sick, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. This is the 1 year from the David Griffin era where I think none of this shit gonna matter. We trade that pick, bro. I don't see us having that 21st pick this year because I'm not giving up that Lakers pick unless I'm getting a superstar, and that probably would still involve us giving up the 21st pick. And to do what we need to do, we're definitely gonna have to give up first round pick. So I don't really see us drafting any of these guys. But if we must go with somebody, a guy like right there, Ronald Highland, you look to all your defensive guys or any type of guard that could play make, has the ability to be a defensive guy. Dillingham is another one. I see you, Kevin Byers. But we picking 21. And this, to me, this draft board, man, it has changed so much, Q. I don't know who's going to get drafted where. It's kind of a weak draft, so it's pretty much going to depend on, how teams view a lot of these guys. You got about maybe 5 guys that are really, good or can be really good. And everybody else, man, it's pretty much a crapshoot. But you could say that in any draft. But what I looked at is a lot of the big guys thinking we could possibly draft a center. And then I thought about the fact that, wait a minute, every time we get a rookie, Willie sit them down unless they Herb Jones. Yeah, so what center in this draft do you consider to be Herb Jones? I like Kellen Ware right there. That's my guy. Mm-hmm. I like him. I don't consider him to be a Herb Jones, but he's a center that has some defensive ability. His cons is he kind of lacks a motor. I guess sometimes bows out on plays. But he pretty much can score, or appears to be scoring on all 3 levels, at least in college. And his main thing would be getting a little stronger, but he has that fire and some aggressiveness. I've seen him play with on the defensive end, getting blocks and stuff like that. But ultimately, does Willie like him? Probably not. What's the big athletic center? He's got a weird African name, man. Where is he? I forget that brother's name. My man right there, Marquette, who go down. Who am I thinking about? The guy at Michigan.
Let me see if I can bring up the bigs.
I can't remember that name of the big, man. There's a true 7-footer. He's extremely athletic. Basically, his whole game is a defensive game. Pretty much a live threat. A guy you're gonna fear, within 5-10 feet of basket, maybe. You got a big boy right there, man, 7'4" Eddie. But I don't see us
No, he
Getting
don't.
him. This is like drafting a new age version of Jonas Valanciunas. I don't
Missy,
see it. Huh?
Messy
Yeah,
from Baylor.
yeah, from Baylor. We're right at pick 21. That's somebody I could see us potentially taking. Is he Derek Lively? Not so much to me.
Nah,
Um,
it says shades of Jalen Durant, lob threat, shot blocking, rebounding, and hustle. High flyer who punishes the rim on offense and protects.
the only thing with that, I don't think it works with Zion unless they're smart. They can do all the little things the way you've seen it, like a Steven Adams. I think that could work if he's just enamored with all of the intricacies of setting screens,
You talking about
boxing out.
Deron
Huh?
from
No,
not
no. Deron Holmes was another guy I think we could potentially look at, but that's Willie's wet dream right there. We have a true
I'm
small
saying
ball center.
that dude that was perfect, man. He'd be perfect for their system, man.
I like Deron Holmes. I just don't like the fact that he's like 6'8", trying to play center. Man, I want somebody with some more height on him, bro. My
Mm-hmm.
opinion. We see what Larry Nance and how that turns out when you go up against guys that are bigger. How do you pronounce his name right there, Marquette? He's another one, man. He looks like a Willie guy to me, and he's kind of like a connector. What's my man Osu
Also,
Alagandara?
Hodoro.
Ilgodara? Yeah, he's another guy I could see us drafting, man. He just when you watch him on tape, he kind of reminds me like of Herb a little bit. Not just like defensively, but just his overall game, man. He's a guy that's kind of versatile. He can do a little bit of everything. He guard like 1 through 4. You know what I'm saying? Very good passer. Gets tough rebounds, plays gritty, plays with a little chip. And he just flies around all over the court, man, just making basketball plays.
Shades of Al Horford.
Huh?
Shades of Al Horford is his
And
comp.
guess what, Q? He's undersized.
He's 6'11".
Wet dream for Willie.
Yeah. Well, he's 6'11".
He's 6'11", but he's classified as a forward. He's not really. I don't know what his weight is, but he's still not. He's not center size. But we may be able to get away with him at the center. But do you really think we're gonna start a rookie center? I'm not sure we would.
No, we're not. You have Willie Green.
So we're gonna waste the 21st pick on one of these guys, and then we're gonna turn around and still sign a veteran center that works with Zion and Bi.
You got to change. That's the philosophy. What people?
We got to play a rookie, man, or we got to go swing for the fences in the trade and pay the luxury tax.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to play no luxury shit. They're not going to pay that DC. They ain't going into luxury. You know that. You're not going into the.
I mean, they could put their toe in the water. They could be way on the low end of it. They don't got to be on the high end of it like all these other teams.
They don't want to do it at all. I mean, they're going to try to operate without doing that. And that's the point. That's why he said that they've seen enough of this core. They've seen enough to know what it looks like. And I don't think is committed to it. And that's quite obvious that you had an opportunity to see what you need to see and how they want ceremony.
But let's be honest, Q. If they were gonna go into luxury tax, we damn sure not about to go into luxury tax because the players that we currently have. So
no,
I actually would have to agree with them there. But if we have a team where we can actually get the right pieces and put together, because I think we have the ability with the right pieces to really put together a championship contending team with Zion, obviously, if he stays healthy. Mm-hmm. But if you get the right guys around him, I think it takes a lot of the weight off of him so he is able to stay healthy, because you won't have to depend on him as much as we did, and you're able to get him easier baskets. Zion doesn't have to play 1-on-3, so I think for the right player, they could possibly be willing to do it. You think it's impossible? For the right guys, though, I'm talking about
For
you
the
getting somebody like, let's say they getting something like I've seen people throw in the chat. We're able to get Kevin Durant or something like that. A superstar player that will put people in the seats. You don't think they would go in a luxury tax
if it's
even just a little bit at all?
if it's a superstar talent that's bringing them in here, man, I think they probably could do
Somebody
that.
gonna put butts in the seats where they feel like they can make their money.
It got right. That's what I'm saying. It got to mean money to them. So if it's another superstar that works with Zion's game, I can see them doing that. Even though I don't remember them doing it again. But this is ever doing that. But I guess for the right core, I mean,
Great to point that out, Rob.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. It's bigger stakes, though. I mean, have the Pelicans they got to play for bigger stakes. They got to put a team together to really compete, man. You got Zion for a certain period of time. You know, I'll be trying to do like what San Antonio is attempting to do with Wembanyama. Wembanyama wants to speed up the timetable. He don't want to sit here and be patient. So they're going to go out and see if they can put people around him to win right now.
Yeah, that's how superstars think, man.
That's how they're supposed to think. They don't want to sit down there. They want to try to go and capture it. So I mean, I got a list of people that I'm showing, Nick Claxton and all these people supposed to be free agents coming up. Some of them are restricted. Some of them are straight out free. You know, some of them have player options. You can see D'Angelo Russell's on the list, Malik Monk and others. Bruce Brown's on the list. That's a few other. Klay Thompson, of course. We ain't looking at him, but Big V's on there. So this is a couple of the players. Look at Buddy Hield is on the list. KCP. So Russell. So it's a bunch of.
Well, you can't glance over who you had up there first, man, because I think that's a huge possibility as well for the right price. Nick Claxton. The only thing I don't like about Nick Claxton is he's really not going to spread the floor at the center position. But if you get your second guy off the bench that can do that, we can easily make that work. They got a lot of guys out there, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of guys that can kind of look at. So
a lot of trade options too.
Yep. Team options on some of these guys.
Wait, hold up. Mont's what? Boy, that's the dude who's lighting our ass up.
Yeah.
That's Frank's brother, huh?
Yep. 11
he
points.
He averaged 11 points and 4 rebounds on the year. Well, that's coming off the bench, though, right?
59% shooting from the field and 32.5% from downtown.
He may be somebody, you're interested in looking at them. You could probably pair him with somebody else as well.
Low, but I don't know how athletic he is, but he definitely stretches the floor.
I mean, anybody that can stretch the floor and play decent defense and score as a center, I think you should take a look at or think about. Yeah, they ain't letting this slow-mo. Patrick Williams. But that's probably who Willie want right there.
Man, you mentioned somebody. I'm gonna have to look him up. Who was the guy you mentioned that you thought would be a good compliment for the Pelicans? What was his name? Isaiah? Not Isaiah. Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac. That would be my number one option for Willie, because I know he wants somebody that could potentially play small ball, man. And he can put out there 1 through 5. Jonathan Isaac is perfect. He's a guy that can also shoot the 3 ball. He's listed as a power forward, right? He's not really a banger down low, but they've played him in center lineups. And I think it's something that's doable, but you would also have to have, maybe a true 7-footer or a big body to put out there in certain matchups. But Jonathan Isaac, man, I think he would be awesome for the Pels and what Willie Green likes to do. And our switch everything philosophy, as long as we don't have CJ, would definitely not be able to be exploited with a guy like him and Herb out there. It would be complete hell, Q. You can go back and watch Jonathan Isaac and what they did to us utilizing him when we actually had Zion and Bi and couldn't beat them people.
Yeah, I know.
So he's to me like one of those guys that don't get talked about a lot. I see it. You say he's injury prone. Mike Garcia, he's good, but he's injury prone.
Yeah,
So
he
I mean,
is.
that's kind of the reality when you're taking a flyer on somebody, man, that ain't being talked about. That's they gotta have some type of downside, and sadly, it's usually injuries. But I don't know, man. To me, let's say he doesn't get injured, I think he's the perfect center for us. You don't need somebody who needs to score a lot of points, which he's not always doing that. But everything else that he does is extremely, extremely high upside, and he can score a lot of points if you need him to do that. Jonathan Isaac was like their main guy at one point in time before they got Carroll. Behind Carroll, what's the dude's first name?
Paolo
Paulo.
Huh?
Banchero. Paolo.
Harold Paulo Von Carroll.
Banchero.
Before they got him and they got all of their guards that they kept drafting, Jonathan Isaac was the guy. They had Vujacic left from over there, and they were doing a lot with him. So he has a lot of versatility offensively and defensively, and I think that's probably the best we could do in free agency. I like him even more than Nick Claxton. I think Jared Allen probably would only be maybe the other ones that I might like as much, even though he ain't got no outside game. So Isaac, I think would be up there a little more.
Yeah, the Pelicans got some work to do, man. They really do.
What do
They
y'all
got,
think
All these
about
options we got though, man.
what's that, Lex?
what do y'all think about Bobo?
Bobo, I
Yeah.
think Bobo should stay right there in Phoenix. Well, yeah, and
And
try to
spot.
figure it out. Bobo to me, man, I was one of those guys on draft night wishing we draft him, and then I see why he ain't gonna work hard. Lex. We need guys like you said who are dogs who gonna come out here and hungry. I don't think we have the type of team to be able to bring that out of him. He needs to get like with certain people that can motivate him because he clearly has the talent. He just, sometimes he play good, other times he don't care.
What about
He really looked like he played ball for the money. Like you said about what about who?
Nicholas Claxton?
I like Nicholas Claxton. I would be very excited if the Pels got Nicholas Claxton. My only thing is with Zion, I would like to have a center with the potential to spread the floor if possible. Because of how he's going to dominate the paint, and unless a guy is really good setting screens and setting Zion up, that could become a problem. You're talking about clogging the paint and all of that. But I like Nicholas Claxton. I think defensively, he's a guy that probably can guard on the perimeter a little bit. He's very quick footed for a center, and he provides tremendous value defensively and rebounding. But his offensive game, you, uh, it, to me, it looks like it needs a point guard to be activated to get the most out of him. He ain't gonna do a whole lot offensively, but I guess we don't really need him to though.
Well, that's the pros and cons about getting a defensive big. That's why it's kind of crazy. Because Jonas, he does have the ability to shoot the three. He does get rebounds. He does shoot very well at the
Exactly.
charity stripe. Big cute. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that's the opportunity cost that I was talking about. Is like, yeah, like we can get that in a guy. You know what I'm saying? But
We ain't gonna play him no less. So I mean,
Mhm.
how good is how will all that matter if he ain't getting on the floor like how he's supposed to,
What is?
especially in key moments?
I
But see,
mean,
that's
that's
the thing.
why again we
But
got
come
to
on.
get rid of the coach.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, like, again, we're coming back to a problem.
Well,
no
we gotta be realists though, Lex. They're not about to fire Willie Green. You know that.
We gotta get rid of him.
So we gotta try to talk about how to improve it with Willie Green still here. They're not about to get rid of him.
Stutter, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get rid of that dude. He's not good. He's not a good coach. I mean, that's pretty realistic. You know,
is he the worst? Can we do worse? Can we fire Willie Green and hire somebody else and it potentially be worse?
Yes. There's always a potential to be worse. Yes.
No, I was actually Lexi. Big cute.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, that's a possibility, but I don't think they would do that. I mean, you know, there's actually guys out here that can coach. We just got
potentially one on our team, right?
Exactly. You know, if you want to go from in-house, I think we play, because the thing is, the defensive foundation is there. It's already there. So the thing is, what are we lacking? We're lacking offense. Okay, look, the offense.
We just need to play better defense, and our offense is gonna be better because our defensive playbook is the offensive playbook.
The offense is the defense is not it. It's not it. That is the most warped. Oh my goodness.
We're not scoring. You put more defenders out there. That's what you do. That's gonna bring your offense up. Don't pull up the shooters, no, because they don't play good defense. Don't put them out there.
You know what?
We're just gonna give up more points.
Guess what? Was anybody stopping the Thunder from shooting and making shots?
No.
Well, we played decent. We played decent defense, but our shots wasn't falling. See,
okay.
The defense created the great offensive looks, but we wasn't hitting them. They did have a lot of wide open threes too.
I mean, a whole lot, and this
the
team,
Pelicans did too. Though, honestly,
it's one of the best teams that defends the three. Okay,
yeah.
So if you have wide open threes, that means no one's guarding you. That you're taking a practice shot, and they had a lot of wide open threes.
But when you don't hit your shots on offense, that doesn't re-energize the defense. See, it's a circle.
You're not
circle
stopping anyone either, and we're still not scoring. You're not.
We did make some stops before they went on a run. See, we wouldn't have let them get hot. Because when we played defense and we made some stops and we turned our defense to offense.
Coach.
Let me stop.
Look, they would have been in a better situation from the get-go. Okay?
Damn.
I mean,
my man say Alvin Gentry would cook with this team.
Even if Willie took a sick day and let Beret go, look, do y'all understand that the first game 1, was the best game that the Pelicans had to offer? That was the best game. As time went along, they got worse. They got worse. They didn't get better. And you know what? The only reason why they played well in game 1 was because OKC was rusty. They had been sitting for a week.
It still won.
Exactly.
It won ugly.
Yeah. Like they just weren't making shots that they usually make. Now that they're warmed up, guess what? They got better. They played better. And the Pelicans played worse. They came out with great energy. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were ready to play from the jump. When they got behind, you know what? They didn't get rattled. They stayed the course. Like, yeah, we're going to continue to do what we're doing. Because they understood that what they were doing was working. They understood runs. Basketball is a game of runs. Pelicans at home, yeah, y'all go on y'all's run. But you know what? They weren't far behind. And soon it was trading shots. And then guess what? Pelicans couldn't find a basket. Because everybody out on the floor for OKC was a threat. Everybody. Pelicans, everybody's not a threat.
No. Yeah, that's a rumor out there. It's time to brand.
You got people hunting all of OKC's players. Whoever was out there, they were hunting CJ McCollum. Everybody saw that. Okay? Hayward even attacked CJ. And Hayward, he ain't even the same player like he was at Utah. You know that's bad. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's attacking you every time CJ came. Oh shoot, I got this one-on-one. Look, Kobe Bryant. That's his ISO move. Okay? That's the signal. Oh, CJ's on me. Everybody move out. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. That's what they did, man. Look, and then not to mention CJ wasn't making nothing. Dog, why were you in there? What were you in there? Oh my God.
I know why he was in the game, Lex. 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3. All them goddamn threes on his paycheck. That's why he was in the game.
That's why his butt got to go.
Too many threes on that paycheck.
Go. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody have time for that, man. CJ needs to be in a better situation for him. And right now, the situation that he's in is not good for him. This situation is not good for him. It's just not. The thing is that when CJ played that point guard position while Dame was out, guess what? That's a different system. It's a different system. You had different personnel. So the thing is, even though he was asked to do more, guess what? You still had what is that dude's name? Golly. He was gonna come to Louisville too. What is his name? He's a wing player, but he handled the ball a whole lot. Really young. I would say something else, but that kind of gets kind of dirty a little bit. Bringing up some stuff. I don't want to bring up stuff because I know everybody's gonna know who he is. Dang, what is his name, man? I can't think of his name. But they're trying to build the team around him in Portland. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Not Scoot.
Anthony Simons.
Yes, thank you. Anthony Simons. He was helping in that department. Okay, and he can handle the rock very well. So he wasn't by himself. I mean, he didn't totally have to have that position by himself. But that was a totally different system. And I don't know, just CJ's, I guess, his transition in this new position, because I know he's been changing his situation. Now, look, when Brandon was out and it was Zion and CJ, let me tell you something. We saw, wow, I see Portland CJ. CJ was playing very well.
Yeah, off ball CJ.
Yeah. Because he was playing his true position.
Really good.
Yeah,
he plays really good at the two.
Next to Brandon, it was, I don't know what was going on. It's like
I've always said BI to me is more of a two guard that don't shoot threes. If that makes any sense. Though?
When Stan Van Gundy was here, he didn't like the two guard position. He didn't like that at all. He didn't want to just be a shooter.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
He didn't. I mean, we all know that he got that man fired. B.I. didn't like Stan Van Gundy. And just to let y'all know, he don't like Point Zion either. And Stan Van Gundy is the one who created the Point Zion.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And to be honest, Lex, saying this, looking at that Thunder season series, if we had Stan Van Gundy, I think we win at least 2 games.
Yeah. I feel, hey, Stan's a good coach. I know
think we would have won at least 2 games.
His but you got to think when Stan Van Gundy
with no Zion, I think we would won at least 2 games.
Yeah, because he can coach. Look, Stan, you got to remember when he was here. Who do we have? Bledsoe.
We had a horrible team.
Steven Adams. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have Herb. He didn't have Trey Young. You see where I'm getting at? He didn't have a Jose. I don't even think Najee was here, or was he? Was Najee here? But you all see what I'm getting at? Like,
Najee was birthed in the Stan Van Gundy era all season.
Give Stan.
I think Najee came before Jose. So Najee was here a year before Jose.
You give Stan these pieces that Willie Green has. Hey man, you talking about strawberry lemonade, raspberry lemonade, okay? He can make some look, coconut, peanut butter, lemonade, whatever you want. He could have did a whole lot more with these pieces. He just didn't have the pieces. He didn't have the players. Bledsoe was, oh my gosh, that dude was god awful. What can you do with that dude? Oh my gosh.
It's going to be interesting ourselves doing some research, and I've seen a couple of reports out there, as some rumors circulating out there. Potentially Philadelphia looking at Brandon Ingram, rumored. And then, of course, Borrego is being, this is unofficial, mentioned as a potential candidate for the Lakers job, or at least to interview. So,
okay, say that again.
Borrego is being thrown in the mix with Kenny Atkinson and others as potential for the
JJ Redick.
Potential for who a job?
The Lakers head coach position.
Oh my God, that is the worst nightmare to see the Lakers get Borrego. So not only do we lose, they gotta fire Willie to keep Borrego.
Yeah, see
from the Lakers.
Oh wow! Look at where he talking now.
They can't let that happen, brother. If Borrego goes to the Lakers, I'm almost guaranteeing they're gonna look way better than they look this year.
Yeah,
they're gonna look way better. Because all them times I looked at that goddamn Lakers clipboard and Darvin Ham was over there doodling on that shit. Borrego ain't gonna be doing that.
Did you see that?
Huh?
He was trying to talk about a play. Yeah, I was confirming what you were
saying.
It
was dots on there. It was nothing on there.
And everybody was looking in the huddle, and he was like, and he just froze, froze. He was marking on the clipboard. But you know what? That's what Willie does. Why haven't we gotten rid of him?
I ain't never seen Willie. I ain't never been able to see Willie clipboard. He do good at tucking his, man.
Man, hey, look,
with that sweet hickory ham, boy. I was looking at Porky the Pig on the sideline with that clipboard, man. That shit was hilarious.
Man,
hilarious. They had people in the stands looking at that shit laughing. Lex, yeah, some dots. It was just dots. I was like, what the hell? What type of play is that?
They didn't know what to do, and that's why they were saying we didn't know what we were doing out there. They didn't know what they were doing. But hey, they had TNT in the Pelicans huddle. You know what? It's funny because after they came out the huddle,
we gotta play with force.
Look, no, Reggie Miller was like, okay, and anyway, he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. You know what he said? Like, we got to continue to run up and down the floor. Get out into space, okay?
Get after it.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Nothing.
Rob said Willie be writing down prayers on the clipboard.
Hey, Rob said, okay. Just look, writing down prayers on that clipboard. Sense. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, go out there and the
Oh,
Lord will take care of everything and give the ball to Zion. Amen.
just recognizing the Lord. He hasn't even got to the meat of the prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Mighty God.
Damn.
You know, the merciful, the most
Hey,
high.
Willie don't find that funny. Look how he looking at you, list.
You know what?
And me too, because I say the
got a
shit.
meaner mug look for you, bruh.
I like when that Detroit be getting brought out of him.
You know what?
That's freaking bull crap.
He is not from Detroit. And don't say nothing about Detroit Mercy, Big Q, okay? He is not a product of Detroit. It's like saying he from New York.
Yes, he's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit. He's from Detroit.
He's not. Man, when I think of Detroit, I think about the bad boys. Okay? The fast
Willie Green was playing soccer. He was playing soccer then. He wasn't.
He's from the Detroit Good Boys. That's where
There you go.
Detroit Mercy.
Oh my gosh.
The Detroit Mercy. There you go.
Look, hey man, again, DC, I just want to be clear about this. So, if the Lakers are trying to get Borrego, what do we need to do?
You can't let that happen. You cannot let that happen. You own these people draft capital next year. You can't give them man, you got to pull Borrego in the office and be like, look, bro, we won't keep you.
Okay.
But if at all, what do we have to do, especially to keep you from going to the Lakers?
Okay, so what do you need to do? Come on, say it.
I'm going to need you to. I don't want to fire him because we have a good relationship. So
we need to get rid of Willie.
No. I want Willie. I want Willie demoted to my assistant.
No,
and we can get rid of somebody else.
You know what? Take his sorry behind. No, he can go.
He's a good assistant. He won 2 rings as an assistant. Lex,
he can go back.
Come on now,
with his boy.
Willie got Willie definitely.
He's a good assistant.
Yeah, you can take it. Look, bye. You can go.
He's a good assistant.
And help Monty.
I think everybody would like him again if he was an assistant.
Yeah, with Monty in Detroit.
Because he still got a lot to learn, man. Willie the thing that really Willie Green is that.
Damn, I said Willie a good assistant. I can't be the assistant. Not a head coach, just an assistant coach.
I mean, his stubbornness, brother. That's
he might accidentally think he's still the head coach. DC,
Damn.
We can't take that chance.
Damn.
You got
hey, Borrego, I got our notes for practice. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That would be a really good hire for the Lakers if that was indeed the case. If they did decide on Borrego, man, that'll be a real good signing for the Lakers. Wouldn't be too good for us.
You know what?
I can't take that.
Can't let that happen, man. You better get rid of Willie and hire Borrego as the head coach.
Borrego's, to me, from what I saw, it's just too much of a risk, man, for that to blow up in your face. And you own the people draft picks, so you got to put a stop to that shit. I can't let you come over here and be picking off players I know that's going to help you and coaches. Now, if you want to pick out some of our garbage can shit, go ahead and have at it, Jackson Hayes. Y'all can have him. But you can't give him nothing that's going to make a difference, man. Especially knowing at this point, how much draft capital do we have left from all these trades and shit? We holding our nose, hoping Giannis get hurt 1 year and shit. We got 1 more year with the Lakers, and everybody is crossing their fingers that LeBron won't leave and this pick be worth some shit. You can't do anything to try to help him.
Rumors is LeBron is supposed to go back there.
Back where?
I've heard both. I've heard him going back, and I've heard him leaving.
Back where?
Back to the Lakers.
To the Lakers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
if they're gonna draft his son or get his son over there, I think he will.
You all right, DC? DC, you all right? Sniffing? I can't hear him. You're doing a lot of sniffing, man.
Oh.
right. Hope he all right. He might have sinus issues.
He might be rolling up something. you know, his premiere came out. You know what I'm saying? It's probably about that time.
Still celebrating, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, we can't let that happen though. We can't let that happen, Big Q.
I don't appreciate y'all cheese ass jokes.
DC, here you go, brother. Shout out to you, brother. One love, brother. But
ain't no love, violence, no love. Love is what got us here tonight.
Hey, didn't he make a song about shooting the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy?
He had a bunch of evil.
Yeah. And if they would have played that shit in the playoffs, we would have won.
Nah, we need a little bit more. We need a coach.
I shot the thunder.
Oh goodness! Get on the same.
Nah, not the same. It's, DC. DC got the guitar. You know, he like Jasper Isley.
Y'all gonna make me go get my
sing, he just stand in the back and play the guitar. That's for DC.
Man, the hell with all that. Who we getting in free agency?
Man, I hope a new coach.
That's not free agency.
Yes. Hey, they did it with Doc Rivers.
Damn.
They did it with Doc.
Well, actually, they got Doc Rivers as they got rid of their coach during the season. So if we get rid of our coach during the season, then Borregos could just step up.
They traded Doc Rivers to the Clippers. Remember?
Did they?
Yes.
Damn, you're right. They did.
We can trade for a coach.
Not gonna trade them. Because other teams have a standard they want to maintain. Like if it's a team that's used to being in the playoffs, and that's the standard, like a Philadelphia or something like, or the Lakers. They're one of the top teams in the history of the league in terms of championships. They got a high standard. So when you go there to coach, you gotta handle your business. And Darvin Ham went there and found out the hard way. That's not the same as a regular coaching job.
No, Willie Green would never make it there.
Right. Willie Green would never make it there, man. They wouldn't tolerate such foolishness. And that's the thing about with the Pelicans. The Pelicans have had so little success in terms of our years being here versus the years that we actually did anything. We'll do something and then disappear for a couple of years and then bounce back. It's a terrible leadership.
That's just like with Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Rajon Rondo. Shoot, Drew was here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
that asshole screwed all that up.
And then it's like, okay, why'd you do that? And then even when Chris Paul and David West, and that crew, when they went far in the playoffs, and Chris Paul had a meeting with them, he was like, okay, hey, what are we doing? Like, we want to keep this going. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you going backwards? You saw some success.
You get scared.
What about picking up Chris Paul? If let's say he get brought out or he doesn't cost a lot of money, should we be interested in that?
I think the last time he was here, the fans were chanting "Chris Paul sucks" and things.
Yeah, because he basically hit a shot to send us out the playoffs.
They were doing that.
Was that what you asking?
Huh?
What are you asking for Chris Paul for? What is he even in?
I mean,
I saw what the presence of an older Rajon Rondo can do. Somebody who can actually think the game and maybe get some semblance of an offense going out there all on his own.
Man, that guy.
Just like we saw Rajon Rondo do with Alvin Gentry's jack up shots offense.
He used to wave.
And he took that and turned that into getting us all the way to the second round in playoffs. So the presence of a true high IQ point guard, to me, I think can't go overlooked. If anything, if we have him out there just for his mental capacity and what he can do with his mind.
You can't afford him. Even if he take.
I said if it was affordable. I mean, Chris Paul been getting overpaid for a while now, who's really going to give him big money? I think his big money days are over. Are the Warriors really going to try to sit that out? If I'm them, I'm moving off from Chris Paul and Klay Thompson, and I'm trying to put some younger guys around them and
Right.
actually paying some money for those.
Right. Klay Thompson
They paid a luxury tax. Them people paying what 200 something million in a luxury tax. Man, it ain't nothing for them to get Chris Paul off their books.
Well, I mean, they playing for bigger stakes too, man. They've been one of the top teams in the NBA for a while now.
Yeah.
They won multiple championships, and they parlayed that into $1 billion arena. So they banked out. They banked out, and that's how you do it. The Pelicans are a team that don't have that type of mentality. We should be assembling a championship roster. That's what we should be thinking about. Not sitting up here celebrating 49 wins in a sweep in the first round.
Get to the playoffs, man. They got to the playoff side.
That's low balling, man. That's
it is.
Thinking.
The mentality of the organization has to be bigger. It's too small.
It is.
Like, I'm tired of them using the excuse, "Oh, we're a small market team." So are the Thunder.
So are Milwaukee.
So are the Milwaukee Bucks.
San Antonio, isn't it? San Antonio.
Yeah, so is San Antonio. And let me tell you something. When Benyama's about to speed they clock back up, they coming. They coming. So is Memphis.
Yep.
You see where I'm getting at? All these teams I named are small market teams. And you know what? They've had a lot of playoff action. The Spurs have a history of playoff action. You know what I'm saying? They were the longest tenure in the playoffs. I don't know how much that was, but they were in the playoffs every year at one point in time. This new stint that they in right now, this is a first for them. They were used to being in the playoffs. And I'm not talking about the first round. I'm talking about second round and up.
But we know the philosophy and the blueprint for doing that. Like, you have to have solid coaching, and you have to have the players that's a part of the coach knows. Now, if you took Popovich and gave him the Pelicans,
oh wow!
Imagine that, because that's part of it. Willie Green really governs the team, and I mean governs him like he slows them down. Like he's not, like I said, no, it's no disrespect on Willie. But Willie, man, the biggest problem with Willie Green is that stubbornness,
coach.
Bro. I mean, Lex. But see, the thing is, the stubbornness stops him from improving because he's going back to things that don't work.
There's no growth. Exactly.
Right. So I mean, that kills everything. That has to change. You can't be that stubborn. In 3 years in, you hadn't done anything. They have that type of mentality, like, I know this is going to work, dude. You can't. You have to be adjustable. You got to be able to change it up. You got to listen to those coaches more. He got a good staff around him. He needs to at least listen to those people.
It's his staff. You know, everything was a custom for him. So it should have been, your situation should have got better. The situation of the team should have got better. And I've said that, like, there's only so far that the Pelicans can go with Willie at the helm. There's only
I'm trying to deal with it, but can we go to like some free agents? Willie ain't going nowhere, Lex.
No,
we didn't experience
coaches. Free agent coaches. It's happened before, so let's do that.
Happening
around the league, okay?
We gotta talk about the
players. Block for coaches, Big Q. You got that.
My man 2K Nola, I had his comment up there. He said Borregos is not that good, in his opinion. Said Borregos did not have a top offense in Charlotte. He had only one good offensive season out of 15.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, he said so many other people are better. 10,000 gigawatts.
You know what? He will definitely be there. Be like, let's just fly over them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's fly. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling that.
Man.
His creativity would definitely be there.
Yes, indeed.
What about Mike's? JH15 said Mike Budenholzer, Coach Bud.
I mean, that's the best coach out there, but my thing is, how does Zion feel about Willie?
Zion likes Willie, man.
I don't think he feels
because
I'm not too happy.
That's so random. We ain't talking about him no more.
I think that's so funny. Somebody took that's Darvin Ham's real body, and somebody
that's his real body.
That's his real body. Got the little poked out stomach, and they put a pig head on top.
They missing the mole on the head of the pig though.
Yeah, but every time I see the picture, it makes me think of Charlotte's Web. Charlotte, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Look, he thought it was funny.
Oh wow! Thanks. Oh god.
Hey, bro, he fried ham now. I can tell you one thing. He fried ham, but he ain't half as
sweet honey baked ham.
Yeah, bacon. Just some juicy oil. Grease.
But yeah, man, I don't think I think that's one reason they're not gonna move on from Willie. Like we've had Alvin Gentry, Stan Van Gundy, now Willie. I mean, we're gonna keep finding another coach, or are they gonna actually shake up the players this time and try to actually fit another one of Willie's type of guys where we can run this switch scheme? Because our coach is pretty stubborn in making us run it, and he's not gonna shy away from it. So if we actually get a center that can implement the switch scheme, and we actually minimize the use of CJ McCullough or get rid of him to clear up the other chink in our defense with some of these players in free agency, how would that bode for the Pelicans as a whole? We're not going nowhere, Lex. So
it's all based upon. It's just all based upon Willie Green. See, the thing is, in order for the Pelicans to take the next step, see, we can't get away from it. We can't dress it down with more players. You know, more.
Hey, can you put that comment up?
It's all based on
Davis.
It's just as far.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But you got to put something in front of that, Justin Davis. You got to put good coaches. Because I done seen plenty of coaches trying to put a square peg in a round hole, not just Willie Green.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. Willie Green is next year's not going to be kind to Willie Green, man.
It's not. It's going. You know what? This going to be deja vu, man. If they don't, it doesn't matter who the Pelicans bring in. This dude cannot coach. You have to be able to put guys in the position to succeed. You have to take what you have, okay? Whatever you have, and you have to maximize those players. He is not maximizing anybody. He's not maximizing anybody. He can't run plays. Those handoffs, like you were talking about, DC, like, man, other teams know that Willie does that.
That's the staple of our offense. And you know what? When they blow up our dribble handoffs, our offense is atrocious when they're able to blow that shit up.
Yeah, he don't adjust.
We get shot clock violations and everything, man. And we don't adjust to that shit.
You got to come up.
The Grizzlies have dissected the Pelicans. Okay, like there's teams that they just have it like, dude, like they don't even do anything special. That's how dumbed down a lot of the stuff that Willie has. That's how dumbed down it is. I mean, like, it's so easy to counter, and then he doesn't do anything. He actually goes deeper into what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
He doubles down on it, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta admire that level of stubbornness, though. That's a real skill.
I don't admire
what if it was something that was actually good that worked, and people was trying to deter him away from doing it, and he was that stubborn about that. It would be a positive, wouldn't it?
No,
If would be a fifth, I know we would all be drunk. I get it.
no, absolutely not. I mean, that's we talking the right. It's all dependent on the man on the screen. That's what it comes down. Willie
Well,
Green.
I look at it like this, man. We've been talking Willie Green. It's been about the last 40 minutes. And Willie Green ain't going nowhere. So what can we do to maximize the team or maximize the Pelicans with Willie Green here? Because they're not going to get rid of him at least until halfway through the season next year, man. We're making changes with players. That's what's going to happen. They're not getting rid of him right now. They're just not. And the sooner we come to that realization and we just be real with ourselves about it, we can move forward. Until we see more atrocious stuff in the next NBA season, because that's what it's going to take, Lex. You may get a repeat. And if we're smart enough, if it's a complete repeat, we're going to have to, we're going to have to clip Willie's Pelican wings and move in a different direction. But starting this NBA season, Willie Green will be the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. We won 39 games his first year, 43 the next, 49 after that. They're not firing him. They gave him an extension. We don't even know how long that shit is. Like, it sucks. It sucks. It does.
You know what? I mean,
I agree with you on getting him out of here, but it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Well, guess what?
So, what players can we get
next year
to help him succeed? Or are we just gonna bow out on the season and hope he fail so we get him out of here? Like, what will we do?
The thing is, the team is not going to succeed in a big way. Look, regular season is where you develop good habits, winning habits, which the Pelicans did not do. You know why? Because a lot of those bad habits that they never addressed during regular season, it came into fruition during the playoffs.
Right.
They were exposed badly. And you saw it. Henceforth, it was a sweep.
It was. Willie Green ain't the best coach. But are they putting him in the best position too?
And get swept? Because that's basically what this is. It's the play-in, get to the playoffs, get swept in the first round. That's what this is.
That's true though, Lex. But we ain't never had both of our all-star players when we going into a play-in or playoff. Willie Green ain't the best coach, but I'm sorry, I do think it looks different.
And you look.
No, I'm not, because I'm saying we got to move off of a different player. So if you put somebody else there that potentially won't be hurt, because we can't keep running back with Zion, CJ, and Ingram. Somebody always hurt.
That's why I want to break it up.
We got to move off of that. But on top of that, I'm not saying Willie Green can reassure and fix everything. He ain't show me nothing to show that he can. But it does look better if you got your players there. And I think the IQ or the ability of the players a lot of times makes some coaches look better than they are.
Yeah, they do.
So if we could look at some of these free agents, potential trades, different things like that, who are we going to get or what are we putting around the Pelicans to help elevate Willie? Because that's what it's going to take, right? So what's that look like? I'll throw a scenario out there. Me personally, this is another one. I like the DeJounte Murray thing. I talked about Jonathan Isaac. Mm-hmm. I'm borderline on board with the Trae Young thing. I'm interested in LaMelo Ball. You got a guy that's like 23 that they could possibly be moving on from. He's actually a point guard. Shoots a good percentage from the three-point line. So defender. But he has a ceiling that's basically untapped. We get LaMelo Ball, giving up what? Obviously, they don't want Brandon Ingram, so maybe we can coerce them into C.J. McCullough and a bunch of picks. I mean, it is the Charlotte Hornets, and then potentially find, I don't know, maybe one of y'all could throw a center out there. Are we still pulling the Brandon Ingram trade, or does LaMelo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Zion work? Or is that all just too injury prone and Ball let up and throw it away and go for something else?
Yeah, I mean, he's been hurt a lot. Like, he's been gone a lot. I can't get over that part right there. Now, he does move the ball. He does get kind of crazy doing some weird stuff, but I would like someone.
It hurt though.
Huh?
Guy's hurt all the time though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Like, that's the first
I
thing.
mean, what's his injuries though? Is it the same injuries or were they? Because I know the last one I saw was like a freak accident. He broke his wrist. I mean, I think that could happen to anybody. But
it's been his
what
ankle.
are the other injuries?
He's been having ankle injuries. He's been wearing them Pumas. Everybody's been talking about it. Yeah, I mean, they ain't holding up his ankles.
Damn. So his brother got knees and he got ankles.
Well, you know them triple B's done jacked him up.
He was wearing the triple B's?
I mean, any time with
LaMelo, he was the one. He was still wearing. He was wearing J's and all type of shit. He was wearing what he wanted.
Well, I thought he had to try the shoes at least one time.
Tasha, you racist.
Middle. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind D Mitch. I think
I actually would prefer Darius Garland because I don't think D Mitch would stay here.
Darius Garland. Okay, now we talking.
I like Darius Garland a lot. That's another guy.
That's one of their young
that's up there. Well, they just had a game. I think that was tonight. Where D Mitch dropped 50, and Darius Garland gave them absolutely nothing in the fourth quarter. And everybody's cooking him and talking about he has to be the worst fourth quarter player in the league. Da 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 da. And they allowed the Orlando Magic to win and push them to Game 7. So if they lose the series, could everybody be low on Darius Garland? And maybe we swoop in with a Brandon Ingram, Darius Garland, Jared Allen type deal? How would y'all feel about that?
I mean, he's a point guard, so it makes sense. I just know he was drafted by the Cavs, so I figured they would probably want to keep him. But
I think it's a good. I mean, what you giving up for him again? I like Darius Garland.
I'll say BI because you got to make the money match. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley is another guy they low on too, or could potentially be low on. I don't think they move on from Evan Mobley, or maybe they would move on from Evan Mobley and they stick with Jared Allen. Either one of them. But you get Darius Garland and either Evan Mobley or Allen for BI, and you're obviously gonna have to throw some picks in there, probably at least 2 first-round picks.
Picks are plenty, so I'm not tripping on the picks. But the Darius Garland trade, giving up BI, you're not gonna give him the extension anyway. So you get Darius Garland, a young point guard who plays with some fire, that has inside-outside games. I think I like that, man. I like that. It's better than what we have right now, and ultimately, we'll get rid of CJ in a couple of years.
So, get rid of him now.
So I mean, but the thing is, also with point guards,
you can't play Darius Garland and CJ. I mean, theoretically you can, but Willie Green won't, because the defense, like Darius Garland, ain't no hell of a defender either.
And Willie will play them boys together.
Would say what now?
He'll play them.
How can you say that with so much confidence?
Because
pull a confidence book out and show me which one you're reading, bro. I'll go by it.
Because it's Willie Green. It's Willie freaking
Willie
Green.
is never gonna play two guys that's all about offense.
Man, you tripping. He gonna try to get them boys to play.
You got to get an undersized defensive player in something. He ain't gonna play two offensive guys in the backcourt, bro. That shit ain't gonna happen. If that's the case, we would have saw C.J. McCollum and Jordan Hawkins in some games.
Nah, he don't trust Jordan.
Or at least Matt Ryan. Well, what did Matt Ryan do?
No, not Matt Ryan. No, he that's a whole nother thing. Darius Garland has more of a resume than either one of those guys. Come on, and C.J. McCollum.
He does.
That's like sending C.J. McCollum to the bench. You think Willie's going to do that?
He should. At times.
Just move CJ to another team.
The thing is, it's two things. It's questions here outside of Willie Green needs to improve as a head coach. He needs to learn his personnel. It's obviously he needs a center.
And 3 years doesn't do it. And I don't think 4 years is going to do it either.
He needs his center. A center that can rebound and shot block and run the floor, and that can be an athletic person that can kind of do a switch all thing. We hope that whoever that is that they pick up, the guy has some size to him and that he's not totally undersized. Like he's not a 6'8" guy or something. He got at least a 6'10", 6'11" guy that can go at least try to stand up against 7-footers. You would hope that. You hope that they figured out the point guard role. Like, could you get somebody that can distribute the ball, that can, that's another thing. And of course, like the Najee Marshall thing, I don't really want to lose Najee Marshall because I don't know. I think he's what he's going to ask for. Like make it like less than $2 million now. I mean, if you triple it up, that's 6, maybe 7. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. Maybe the market dictates what Najee is because he's
Jose making more than him.
So that's what I'm saying. In the end, it's a short window the Pelicans have to do something with it. At the tail end of it, with you talking about getting rid of BI on this contract here coming up this season, that window's closing, and they got to start looking at reshaping the team. The window is over with. They had the 3 guys, and 3 guys didn't work through injury, whatever the case, whatever excuse you want to throw at it. That window is over. So you got to move on. You got to construct something else around him because at first, they were trying to do something with Zion, and Zion was hurt all the time. Then they had to move around BI.
And then they didn't have no physical therapist.
All that's behind it too.
You know what I'm saying?
All that's part of it. Like they kind of figured out because they did it all by terrible error. We ain't do this, and then they'll lose, and then they add to it the next year, then the next year, then the next year, and finally, by a process of elimination, they finally started getting stuff together. Okay, we did this didn't work. It just X'd out everything that they did wrong and just flipped it. Now that they're in the place where they got 49 wins, how do you improve upon this? And you're at the tail end of the window. You lose BI after the season because you're not going to give them the extension. CJ McCollum in a year after that. And then you start seeing guys like Jose and Najee, that was a part of the window as well, start leaving to go to other teams for bigger contracts. You have to then refill the team again. So that's the problem that the Pelicans currently have. So Willie Green this guy has to improve, man. But at the same time, this is when Willie first got, he had to kind of deal with what he had to deal with. He had to take. He had coaches on the staff that he didn't agree to. Because David Griffin made him take he made him take it, but he offered the job to Willie Green, and most of his coaches was already on the team. They didn't want to, you had to take people that that he didn't pick. That's why Jock Vaughn turned the job down. Remember, they tried to give it to Jock Vaughn, and Jock Vaughn said, "Nah, I'm gonna pick my own people." He said, "Nah, I'm good." And then, of course, I don't think he liked the money that they was offering him either. And he went to New Jersey, to Brooklyn. He got fired this year, last year, whatever it was. But Willie Green ultimately took the job, and now he's here. So we're just stuck where we are with Willie. I don't know what the extension is. But I know in terms of the players, where the players at, it's a whole new cycle that has to happen, man. And you got to move it forward fast because everybody's moving fast. A lot of these teams are going to be
the West is moving.
Mm-hmm. So
they
got to step up. All right. So anyway, with that being said, fam, we 3 hours in this thing. Listen, I wanted to open up the phone lines, man, but it's getting kind of late, and I'm kind of tired right here. So listen, I'm gonna have to apologize to everybody, man, because if I open up the phone lines, I'm inevitably going to disappear on you guys. I'm a Houdini on your ass, and I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep it $1.15 with you. So, and I seen Lex smile. She know what time it is. When it get late, gonna be a QA. It's gone. But I'll pull a DJ on you. You see what I'm saying? I'm just it's just the phone. It'll be on, but it'll be a blank screen. Shit. People asking, where DJ? And DJ is just a blank screen right there. So I don't want to do you. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in on this episode. But listen, this will be interesting, fam. We're not bailing out on our Pelicans, man. We think the Pelicans got a lot of stuff that they got to do. And I know Lex pinpoint Lex is on with, and listen, she's right. She's right about Willie Green. I'm serious. Willie Green's coaching and all that has to improve, man, because we said this before. There were at least five games that we lost because of that. They were 0-26 or whatever the case may have been.
27.
0-27 in games where they're losing going into the fourth quarter. That has to be addressed. You can't ignore that. You cannot ignore that. If you win half those games, family, you know what that means? You sitting up here at the top of that's what I'm saying. He has to improve as a head coach. He can't be that's what I'm saying. Willie can't be this stubborn, man. You can't be that stubborn.
Not to mention the double-digit leads that were lost.
Bro, you can't be that stubborn. You can't be stubborn with 3 years of NBA experience as a head coach. You can't be that stubborn, bro. Knock that stubborn shit off. It's killing the team, man. It's killing the team, bro. It's just weird. But in the end, we're gonna see how they do. We got the draft coming up, free agency. I know Valanciunas is more than likely gonna be up out of here. It's a lot of stuff twisting and turning. We gotta wait and see how it all ends. But we're gonna be here covering it. Go ahead, Lex. I know you want.
Yeah, we are.
Go ahead, Lex. I know you want to say something.
I just, you said it. I know everybody thinks I have, I'm going in on Willie, but
what are you looking at?
I hope that everybody is hearing the why part on what the problem is, because I try to explain that part, and I just be like, yeah, just fire him, just get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? It's not that type situation. In these 3 years, he's done the same thing. And he continues to do things that don't work. It's the difference between chess and checkers. All right? That's what this is. This dude plays checkers. All right? That's what he plays. He doesn't want to play chess. And he shows that in his creativity as far as plays, his ability to, just have guys ready, calling timeouts. There's been some games where he did call some good timeouts, but he wasn't consistent. Putting in the right players, the rotations. I mean, the rotations was a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And just, the wrong combinations, they weren't there. And that comes from knowing your team. As a head coach, you're supposed to know your team better than the fans, right? You're around these players like 24/7. You see them in practice. You go over stuff. Y'all watch film together. Like, how do you not know where to put your players, and you're around them that much? Stuff like that's unacceptable. There you go. That's unacceptable. So I hope everybody hears the why part and not just get rid of Willie, get rid of Willie, get rid of Willie. Oh, we got to get rid of him. Oh, fire him. Get rid of him. He's horrible. He's horrible. I like to explain why he's horrible. Was that too professional, DC?
Nah. I like how you breaking it down.
Yeah.
That takes on Willie fully received by me. And I agree with a lot of them. But my only thing is this, as I stated, several times tonight. We know the writing is on the wall, secret contracts. We see what's going on with Dennis Allen.
Yeah, man.
It's the same thing over here with the Pels. So it's either you got two choices. We can root on Willie's demise and hope the Pels jack up all these moves so we can get him up out of here, or you can try to see what they could do to put themselves in the best position to succeed. Get this, Lex, in spite of Willie. How about that?
Wow.
So that's pretty much where we're at. And the way I see it, as I've always seen it and been saying it, we need two things. We need a center for Willie. For Willie. This is for Willie.
He
One of the
center,
things.
he just didn't know how to use them because he didn't want to know.
We need a center for Willie by Willie. Like Fubu. You know what I'm saying? He need to get the center that he wants.
Don't do that. Don't use their name in vain. Hey, look at these
No,
comments.
hold up. I'm not done. Hold up. He need a center for him to give him the one thing he wants so preciously to run this switch everything. And then what else we need is not for Willie at all. We need a goddamn point guard that's gonna tell Willie, hey, this shit ain't working. I'm doing this.
Yes, he don't even have to do that.
And I think,
do it. Just
do it. Willie ain't gonna say that.
It's like, what is Willie gonna do, dude? You on
right?
The bench.
If we can get those two things, I think that's enough to elevate the Pelicans out of this damn purgatory that we've been in, and we can actually get in the playoffs and make some noise, along with having the help of our star players, if said point guard is one of those. So, that's where I'm at. Currently considering DeJounte Murray, Darius Garland. Go fishing.
Yeah. Really plays go fish.
So he don't play chess, he plays checkers.
And Tremont said Willie playing solitaire.
He don't play cards, he plays solitaire. Got it. So I'm looking at
these checkers.
I'm looking at a Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, like you said, that would be another guy to consider. LaMelo Ball. Who else is out there? Probably gonna have to go look more on that to see what guys are gonna be available. I'm sure maybe more people open up or become available after the playoffs and everything is officially over. But we got to get somebody who can save Willie from himself on offense, and we got to get somebody that can maximize what he wants to do on defense while giving us some offense. And I think we can figure this. What you say, ain't that who?
Ain't that Jesus' job?
Well, hey, I told you earlier, unless you need to pray about it. I told you.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hey.
You can pray about it, or you can put your faith in David Griffin. What you want to do?
Hey, he said Charles Barkley said what he said about the Pelicans, and I don't think Willie was mad.
Damn.
No, Willie wasn't mad. That ain't affect him at all.
He was like, I got my money in my pocket, so I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Look, in my Charlo voice.
Charlos ain't relevant right now. That's dudes, man. But man, boy, they having problems right now in the Charlos.
Yeah, they are. Shoot. Them and Arrow, man. Golly.
Yeah, they went down bad.
Yeah. Like it was like this, and it was like they plummeted.
It was a collapse.
Like next day.
Boy, it went down horribly.
Y'all hear about Ryan Garcia, man? Y'all think he took them roids?
I mean, he had some tests that he was saying that proved that he wasn't. He showed a lot of tests leading up to him, and actually a test the day of the fight. So at this point, I don't know what the hell to believe. But if he did take him, that's crazy. But it does seem a little weird to me. And then Devin Haney coming out saying, right now he don't want rematch and all this stuff. And it's very weird, man. So I've been waiting for the dust to settle on all that. It's a little weird with all that.
Yeah, because Haney saving face for real, man.
Yeah, that boy, that he can move that L off of his record, and yeah, he be back out here walking up with his head high again.
Well, shoot, he was walking with his head
But
high.
Garcia made a very good point to me, and I thought about. I was like, that actually makes sense, even though you've been saying a lot of wild stuff. That makes sense. He said, if I was gonna take steroids, don't y'all think I'd have took steroids when I fought Tank? I needed them when I fought Tank. It's like that don't mean you didn't take steroids against Devin Haney, but that shit made a lot of sense.
He probably did. It just didn't work.
That could be true as well.
Yeah,
he did have a little knot on the side of Tank head. Tank felt that left hand. He just didn't keep eating it like Devin Haney did.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to be able to take a punch if you're a boxer, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and plus, his name is Tank for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to be able to take a hit. But yeah, Ryan still has he still has some flaws. I mean, you didn't see him in the Haney fight because really he played normal to me as far as, just his style, really relying on his speed and things of that nature. But I mean, somebody who knows how to expose those weaknesses, because he don't have his guard up when he's throwing those punches sometimes. That's how Tank got him.
Mm-hmm. What you think, you? What's going on, bro?
What?
What do you think?
What about, brother?
Oh, never mind, bro.
He wants to know what you think about Willie Green.
No, I don't.
I'll leave on this note. I got to stand on the screen right here. I'm gonna leave on this note right here.
Who the hell is that?
Okay, Maya.
Just be a good human.
Oh shoot! You know what? Come on, man.
Maya says, "I want to be a good human being."
I got for real. Before we go, can you pull up Wendy in that picture with Wendy's? No, I got
that one always crack you up, bro.
Okay. All right, take it off, and I want you to go find Clawhauser from Zootopia.
I'm gonna make that one for you next time.
Who had the donut stuck in his chin?
Damn.
He like, look, and he didn't know it was there. and opposite hops. She was like, I think you have a donut. What? Huh? What? Oh,
yeah, that's right
there's that little Dickens I was looking for.
How big you got to be to have a donut stuck up under your chin?
Boy.
He got it. Here it is right here. This is the one right here.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Man, that is the face of somebody who knows basketball.
That dude knows basketball, man.
He know all sports.
Oh, goodness gracious.
He played sports all his life. You could tell.
Yeah, I see it. Y'all see it right there. You didn't know what was there.
Oh man, I seen
That's
this.
Wendy. Stupid, man. We gotta play that part one time. Thank you. That little Dickens.
That dude there, man. Yeah, that was funny, man. That was a funny movie, man. Funny movie. All right, y'all. We're gonna get ready to get out. I'm gonna do one, Lex. I did that while we were sitting here talking, man. I just started messing around. I said, "There you go." Hey. Wendy's at Wendy's.
Hey, oh my goodness.
That's how you got that. All right. So anyway, let me get on up out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate all y'all for being on the stream. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. If you listen to us via X, give us a retweet or re-X, whatever the hell they call it. I don't know. They need to call it re-X or something. How you have it? It's not Twitter no more. It's called retweet.
Yeah, how you retweeting on X?
Retweet.
Yeah, how you retweeting on that?
But change
You know,
the name. That was so ignorant.
Re-X, something, whatever. I don't know. But shout out to y'all, man. Listen, man, the Pelicans, they got some work to do, and we're gonna keep. Even though this is the end of the season show, we still gonna have some more content coming at you guys. As we move forward, you know, we'll be looking at the draft, we're looking at free agency, stuff like that. We'll cover all the latest stuff, any more interviews or whatnot. And I'd just like to thank all of you guys for another fantastic season of Pelican basketball. We've reached the end of the season, man. Another great.
Are you gonna put the poster up?
The poster of
thank you, Pelicans fans. You know what they always do at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, how about that? Let me see. Yeah, thank you for all this, man.
Yeah, and thank you for much more to come.
Look, Tremal said 1, 2, 3 Galveston.
God damn.
Yeah,
I don't even think they made it. They don't even make it to Galveston, man. They went to Biloxi.
And then they said take the bus.
Yeah, they deserve that. They deserve that.
They did, man. You can't go in the playoffs and just. I mean, it's one thing to get swept, but like, damn, to get blowed out 2 or 3 games of the sweep, like that's crazy.
That's not how Doc Ock gonna send it.
And that's the only team that.
Well, we had a successful season. We won 49 games.
And see, everybody knew what the routine was gonna be with the spiel.
Of course,
I already knew he was gonna come out with that jump. Like, dog, no. What about playing and first round exit? He didn't mention that, did he?
No, he didn't talk about them extensions either.
Oh, no, he sure didn't.
Nope.
Hey,
but he did say we saw enough of our guys healthy. We got enough data to know we can't continue to sit idly by. This shit ain't gonna work. So he did say that. He knows that they have to make some changes. But it is Doc Ock, and he does have a little bit of a problem bending words, so could just adding a center be the change he was talking about? I'll be very pissed if that's all that happens.
I can tell you that you're a good human, and thanks for that.
Look, they asked Trey Murphy on the state of the current team, right? And he said pretty close to elite. That's what Trey Murphy said.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They asked Larry Nash to sit on the team, and he said, we ain't nowhere near elite.
Yeah, we're not reaching an elite level. Okay. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Disconnect. That means Larry Nash need to get off the damn team.
What? Oh.
Larry Nash is killing Trey Murphy's confidence.
But you see, trade him. The mentality. I mean, they asked the same question, and they had 2 totally different answers. Nowhere close to compared to pretty close. Nowhere close compared to pretty close. Hey, either the definition of elite changed in the last, whenever they did their interviews, they exit interviews.
It definitely changed. He part of the new generation. They call everybody GOATs, and everybody's elite apparently. So.
Oh shoot! Apparently,
don't mean shit no more.
Too.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's the new generation, man. If you good, you a GOAT. You the greatest of all time. If you just a little good.
Do you know some players said that Paul George is the GOAT?
Yeah, Carmelo's son. I don't know how you be the GOAT and you ain't never won shit. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean that don't make sense. I mean the thing
they ain't never heard of Herm Edwards. We played to win the game. They obviously never heard of him.
In that case, Allen Iverson is more of a GOAT than Paul George.
Pretty much. You about right.
He made it to the finals. It's like dog.
Pretty much everybody in the early 2000s and 90s eras of basketball was GOATs. Pretty much. All our all-stars. If we're going like that.
Yeah, we got to work on these mentalities, man. Mentalities on this team ain't right. And see, this sounds like some Willie Green confusion. We are.
That's what, if there's a if there's that type
I can't blame Willie for that one.
That is on.
That's on Willie too.
That's definitely Willie Green because
y'all gonna blame two independent thoughts. So I thought Willie Boyd was Larry.
no.
Wouldn't Willie and Larry sound alike? Ain't that his favorite player and all of this? My man was up in here accusing him of Diddy and Larry.
No, listen. The vision.
Will he do it?
The vision is.
Did he do it?
The coach's job is to install the damn vision of the team. That's the coach's job. And the players react to that. The coach is the one that's giving them the game plan, telling them where the team should be mentally, spiritually, and physically. This is the coach's job. He's the architect. He's the guy. It's all around the coach. The vision is for the coach. The coach gives them the vision, and then they take it and go with that. I mean, if there's confusion there, that has to be cleared right away. I mean, and like I said, he has to pay more attention to this team. He got to learn his personnel. And I would love to see Willie Green take an improvement, a jump in his coaching ability in year 4. Hopefully, but he can't get there with this stubborn back ass mentality that he uses because he's suffocating the team. And he has to figure out an answer for this. Like that, where's I don't know if I heard somebody. I had a couple of people, the reporters, asking him about the failed 0-20, whatever it is, in these short game moments, and he gives these old platitudes. It's nothing specific of what you need to do to address that. You need to get situational and figure out and get really specific and really dial in and dissect that and figure out what they need to do to get that fixed, man. But like I said, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'm about to fall asleep. But listen, I thank y'all once again. Shout out to y'all, man, for all the great support over the season. We're not done. We'll start off the off season on a new leg. We'll be, doing reports on prospects like we usually do every off season. We'll have a few guests that we'll be bringing around as well on the Pelican Postgame Report, flash reports, stuff like that. But once again, I'd like to thank all you guys for, number 1, being a good human. Number 2, y'all. 3, going to DC. Number 3, going to DC's movie. He really appreciates that as well. And the 4th thing, man, much love to everybody, man, for rocking with Lex's song, man. It was the theme for the entire year, Play with the Edge, and big time. So appreciate all that support, man. PPR family representing. So with that being said, we're going to be back on the new season, man, and hopefully we'll have some really good news for you. Shout out to Lex. Shout out to DC. Congratulations on that movie. Don't try to sing, just play your damn guitar, and everything will be fine. I wish I'd play some one of these.
Man, everything ain't gonna be shit. We need something to happen. Some people got to go, some heads got to roll. Then everything might be fine. Then you come back and say, thank you. But until the offseason get going, no love. One love. No love.
One love.
Violence. Y'all heard Lex preaching today. She got me riled up. Violence.
One love. Hey. Shout out to DC.
Some people
no love. I don't know. Ain't no love.
Really
get out of here.
Man, probably love it too.
Ain't no love. Last month it was one love. Now it's over.
Shout out to DC.
It's violence and aggression.
Locked into his love doctrine. But, because I got love too. But my love is a little bit more passionate. You know what I'm saying? Than his. I don't know.
Man, the hell with them good humans. I want a dog. Turn that around. Can you turn that GOOD around?
I'm saying.
A dog human? What the hell is that? A mutant?
No, just wipe out the human. No more good humans, just dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, pit bulls. If you need to know specifics.
No chihuahuas. We already got one.
Yes, I know.
DC talking about we need mutants. DC talking about we need mutants around here, man. Turn the human into a dog.
Hey, there you go. Hey, come on. Now I don't want no poodles from all.
Jamal said poodles. We got them too.
We don't want no poodles. We already got some of them. We got a few little lap dogs. We good. Most of the lap dogs up in front of us, though. But we got them.
So look, you tapping into
there you
something
go.
else.
There you
See, you
go.
know what you just said? We need to get rid of the front office. Let's talk about it.
Swin there, man. Let's put Swin in control, man. Swin ain't gonna be trying to beat.
You
She
know
ain't gonna
what?
yes.
Hey,
Where you at,
hey,
Swin?
Big
Let's get her
Q.
up there.
I'm starting to think.
That's Swin there.
Like, hey man, I'm starting to think all of them are in on this. I think we've been wrong about Trajan and Swin.
Trajan's trying to get out of there.
Well, you know, don't nobody want him.
He gonna
And
get
then
out
he sees the
somewhere.
contract.
3 times the charm. He gonna get out of there one time. Watch.
I mean, he signed a contract though.
He gonna turn that down. He gonna get them damn money back.
He already got it.
He gonna try to get. He's trying to go to the dumpster fire. Hey, y'all can take this back. I'm trying to get up. He won't credit. Can't get credit under the octopus, man. That's what we call him.
Then open up your mouth, Trajan, and speak.
Octopus controls all, man. He ain't playing with you. His glasses.
Man, I forgot what Trajan's voice sound like. I'm really trying to picture it.
It's really low.
It's been that low since I heard him talk.
It's very low. It's low.
Sounds like Larry Nance. A little bit less than a Larry Nance.
But lower.
Yeah, lower.
Lower. He sounds, that's true. He sounds just like use Larry Nance's.
Does he talk with memes too?
Memes? No, he don't.
No.
He says something.
We just want him to talk.
Y'all say he's like Larry Nance. I thought he might.
No.
Like, damn, Trajan got a social media.
Well, he's a more corporate version of Larry Nance.
Yeah.
A lower in volume.
And lower.
Yes, that's a perfect way to describe him. He talks like Larry, but more corporate and proper and lower. His voice is low.
Yes.
That's how Trajan say. Very smart dude, man. But he wants somewhere where he can shine. You want to go somewhere where he can shine. I ain't mad at the man. I ain't mad at the brother, man. You got Octopus over there trying to take all the damn credit, lying and doing contracts sneakily, doing contracts behind people's backs and shit. They don't want you to ask them about it when the time comes. Boy, I tell you.
And won't even say that they building a team around Zion. That's awful. Look, they asked him that. They specifically said Drew Holiday and be like, okay, so will you now commit that you're building the team around Zion? He was like, we want to build the team around multiple stars, and that's the way that we've always tried to do things. And I think that we really have to not focus on one player, but really get a collection of stars that we can build around and just play this game that we love. And I think that's the direction that we want to go in. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't like Griff.
I'm getting nauseous listening to this shit. And he ain't even talk. You just repeating what he said. Damn.
All right, Big Q. Big Q, did you?
I don't think I could take another season of this.
Oh, you know what? Hey, DC, that's why that's why I was saying the things I was saying, because I feel like it's gonna be deja vu, and that's gonna, as a basketball, player, a coach, a referee, a fan, like that don't sit well with me, man. I love this game too much. I really do. Everything about my life, is basketball. So like I just can't do it. I feel you. That's why it bothers me so much. So I apologize.
No, I get it. I'll be letting you go too. Like once it get too much, I'm like, come on, Lex, look. We got you. We're not talking about what we can actually control.
We can't control any of this stuff, but it's like it always.
I disagree a little bit, because I think a lot of things we've said, as the whole fan base says, and some of those things come to fruition or moves happen after things get so loud. But like you, I'm getting tired as hell too. And Wadio, I did used to be ripping in class. And Slim South, I have no more hopium. It is all done up. The hopium supply is empty. I dumped out a lot of it before the season started, and during the season, I did the rest of it. I had nothing to give to y'all. I was doing it myself, trying to make it through the season. But by the time the Thunder rolled around, I had no more hopium. It's all gone. So with that, till next time, sure we'll be doing another show in a not so far away future. Shout out to Lex. Okay, having her the other night. Cute and fell off the desk and fell asleep and turned his computer off. So
here's it.
Please like, subscribe, share the show. Peace out to everybody in chat, man. It's always love to have y'all in here. Go to Lex IG, you know what I'm saying? And keep listening to that edge, you know what I'm saying? And with that, go Pels. Peace out.